I'm here, man. I am here.
Fine.
God. I didn't feel the soul of that one.
Well, I mean, I've been
Go
the
for
host
it,
for
Culture.
so long now.
Great job.
It.
Great job. That was... Woo.
Give him 3 seconds. He'll sneak off or anything.
He's watching somebody else's stream.
Right?
Actually.
Echo. Oh, man.
I don't think it echoed.
Wow, that was just disturbing.
Right. I keep forgetting that I need y'all to send this to me so I can hop out the trash can with you. Like, I don't know why that's...
But never do.
I'm due. Damn it.
That was pathetic.
In my head, it was going to be a lot better.
That was pathetic.
I know. Well, because I'm supposed to be the one that does it first because I'm the host.
Yeah, we don't have any soul with us tonight, though.
Are you talking about Mark?
That's messed up.
You are so racist.
Yeah, that was that was terrible.
See, like right here, right? Like I should be popping out of the trash can.
Not really. It's not your show.
I mean, some days it is.
You should be coming in from the side, like with a sad face that you're not in the trash can. I think that would be even better. All right. What is going on? Just became a friend of Judicon on the Instagram. Yes, I have Instagram. Why is this so long?
Because Culture made it.
God, Culture, you got to cut
man.
that part. But yeah, Judicon, we became friends. Check it out. I follow you.
Judicon is in my stream every 6-minute daily, and he gets a special good morning every day.
That's nice. Good people. So is Makini Draws. Makini Draws. Where are you in your count, Makini?
Mock's getting there.
He's getting there, man. We got the husband, the new married man, Mr. Grant Gregory.
Oh, newly minted, not bachelor.
Yeah.
Yes, not bachelor.
We had people contacting us because we have both voicemail you can leave in mailbag.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah,
and we had somebody call in saying like, how do I get my girlfriend not to want to marry me?
Oh, that must have been a great segment.
Yeah, it was like it was. Culture, what was your advice to the dude? To Sam?
I think cayenne pepper in the lubrication.
Oh,
that was it.
God dang, that is powerful.
So bad.
Yeah, you better go off screen. That is horrible. Boss, slap him. Southern Viking here. Southern Viking says, hail and good evening at Tina Bojan and the lovely Sherry. If I was going to say hello to anybody, I'd say hello to them. Yeah. We also have Brahmabul. I just love that name.
His channel is growing like a weed.
Yes, dude, he's good.
Dude is good. He's a lot of fun. We've been hanging with him over on the comics division shows.
Yep. I hung out with him for a bit. He seems like a good dude. We'll have to have him on a Wednesday to test him out. Because Saturday, look at all this, talent.
Yeah, this is our big night. This is
Not many people can make it. What were you going to say?
No, this is our big night. This is usually when everybody wants to come.
Yeah, everybody wants to be here. That's why there's only 3 of us. Soul Assassin in the house. Dr. Anonymous. Colleague. I am so ready for the OC Prost. That's messed up. I don't know if that's one of your 3rd or 4th accounts.
No, that's not my account.
No, it's not him.
Okay, so next week, after the dump,
you're a
episode 3.
Okay.
You're a liar.
Episode 3.
I'm in.
You in?
I'm gonna have to rewatch the episodes I watched 4 months ago for that one.
I don't remember the casino night that well. Darius Münchausen. He is a channel member, a good dude. Super sticker. He's got his popcorn. We got Ruben Christopher Hayes.
Ruben!
And he says, hail to the dump. How are you doing, sir? Ruben is a good human being. Yeah, funny dude. Cool dude. Eric K. Mod of mods. He's a Sporkmodic.
Happy birthday, Eric.
Happy birthday, bro.
Yes, I knew that.
Did you?
I don't think you did.
I don't think you did.
I knew.
I just hope his day was great. I hope he treated himself to some good food.
Well, I mean, it started out well. He was watching Street Smots.
Oh yeah. He definitely started the day well. There's no doubt about it.
He is definitely it makes my day. Like when I see, no offense to anybody else in the world, But when I see Eric K, Mark Lazur, I always say Lazur because I think that's Lazur, Mags, like the people that like brought me into the Nerdrotic chat, like people that were like there when I first started going and were like really friendly and made you feel like part of the group, which they do now in this amazing 33 person chat right now. Please share, subscribe, and like. It makes me happy, man, to see them in my chat, knowing that they're making other people feel welcome. Somebody who doesn't feel welcome, Pope Metallicus I. God damn you, Scott. You made me pause my music. Guys, if you want to check out a new channel, could we please link Pope? He is a good dude. I've met him in person. One of the only people I've met in person. So I really like this guy. He's an awesome person. So please, let's take care of him. Commenting is dangerous. I like that. Hail, stoked. I actually caught you guys live. Stoked you are actually here live. That always makes me happy. What is Ruben saying here? Just an FYI, I am open to the possibility of getting married again. Maybe.
Is that to me? Oh no, bro. Like I'm taken. I appreciate that, Ruben. But yeah, well, I mean, we can talk.
He may kill you.
Slide in my DMs.
Yeah, Ruben. You don't have to listen to him. We have the Jack of all. Wait a minute, Jack. I'm trying to find your sticker. I got it here. The Jack of all casuals with a unicorn sticker. Thank you. It's a Doomicorn. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. And it's good to see you back in the chat. It's been a while. 16
I see him all the time on my channel.
Okay, maybe you brought him. Okay, you want the fucking glory? You brought him to the chat, Mad. 16-bit mascot, the dumpening.
Dumpening, I like that.
I do like that too.
Oh, man, messages.
Forbidden Ruin. Hail, everybody. Who else do we got here? Eric K with a $2 on his birthday. Thank you, and a channel member. Be right back. Making frittata. How do you say that, Matt?
Frittata? Frittata. That's actually what the girlfriend and I use as code for not, because we can't use the R word anymore. No.
Oh, someone who's frittata.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Because my wife yells at me when I use that word.
What?
Oh, yeah. She used to work for many, many years with people with, disabilities and takes that as someone dropping the N-word. Yeah, she really does. Takes it that far. And I respect that. So I'm going to start using frittata too. Hail, Mr. Grant Gregory. You got groomed in the good way.
There's a good way?
Yeah, I guess so. Sharp 3D. Hello, Sharp 3D.
It's Shrap.
That's what I said. I said Shrap 3D. I'm fucking dyslexic. Leave me alone.
All right, sorry, bro.
It's all right. I'm a little slow. You know what? Let's put Mr. He's the man of the hour. Mr. Grant Gregory, welcome to the stream.
Hey!
Hello. How is everyone?
Yeah?
Hey.
Yeah?
Not as good as you.
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah.
You sound like you had a good night, huh?
Oh.
The groom? The wedding?
Yeah, it was awesome. We're in bed by 9 o'clock, asleep by
Oh,
9.
yeah, you were. Oh, well, I mean, that sounds like a good night to me. Holy shit, a whole 5 minutes? You got to give me some pointers.
Yeah, it gives me at least 4 minutes to cuddle, so.
I usually spend 3 minutes cuddling, 1 minute crying.
Yeah, no, I did my crying on camera yesterday, so yeah, I got that out of the way.
You did.
It was beautiful, man. It was beautiful.
One of those great moments.
Now,
You Rick rolled your wife.
It was I loved it. I laughed my butt off. I was like, you just Rick rolled.
Yeah, that was awesome, man. Now, because it was hard to hear, can I ask who the people were? Your best man in the Maid of Honor? Were they like friends, family, countrymen?
Yeah, so my best man was my brother-in-law, Jamie, my wife's twin brother.
Oh, wow.
And his partner was the maid of honor, and the other one was her youngest brother.
Oh, partners. Wow, you're very hip. Okay.
Right?
Partner. I like that.
As soon as I hear that, I'm expecting, another guy.
You're messed up. Eric K for $2 saying, thanks, Mad. Thanks, Culture. Scott forgot. I did not forget. You heard me say happy birthday.
Oh, yeah, it's Eric K's birthday. Happy birthday. Yeah.
Oh, like you remembered.
No, I did because I said it yesterday, but because of days, so.
What? The Maid of Honor?
Sorry.
Did someone say that?
If you were there, you would have been.
Oh, yeah, dude. I was a little jelly when I saw him. I'm like, I don't like this guy.
He looked a little jacked.
I guess.
Is he well shaped?
Yeah, it's that what do you call it? Atkins diet where you don't eat carbs.
Keto.
Yeah,
I mean, that's what
yeah.
I do. If you can't,
Keto.
I am a keto guy.
A
Yeah,
keto
well-
or a keto guy, because it's two different things.
Yeah,
Keto.
a keto is a little different than
No,
keto.
keto. Keto.
Is Steven Seagal a keto guy?
Keto. Yeah. Hop
Jane
keto.
will know. Jane,
Yes.
is Steven Seagal a keto guy? A keto?
What?
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't listen
yeah,
to
keto.
him. It's
I
hop
have no
keto.
idea.
He's hop keto.
Nah.
And he works for the mob at times. Oh, the culture boss. Yay. We also have Soul Assassin and we have Jane Theory. How are you, Jane?
I made it.
I know.
I'm
That was
here.
fantastic. I love Brightest Day. He loves ice cream so much.
Well, isn't that frozen yogurt?
Oh, I always just took it as chocolate ice cream.
Oh.
I love it. Wait a minute, what is that? Isn't keto when
Melanie Mack.
I would have said Meline as well. I
Thank you.
did not get Melanie out of that.
that at all? That's one of those parents like, my daughter's name is Susan, spelled Z-U-K
Oh, man.
apostrophe Y.
Kind of
Or
like
like-
your
Creative
He's
now.
coming from someone who hired Edco. I mean,
Yeah,
right.
Edwin.
Like, oh, my name's Edward. It's spelled EDCO when I remember to change it.
Scott does some type of Latino food diet. Taquito?
No,
Taquito?
taquito.
What's
Taquito.
that?
It's like
You know
a,
what
it's
taquitos?
a corn. It can be like a corn tortilla, and like you put like chicken or cheese or beef in there, and you roll it up, and then you put it in the box and put it in the freezer section of your local HEB.
Could I just say with a lot of like, and I'm not saying, I'm saying Mexican because a lot of times it's Mexican dishes, but why are they all the same? It's like, oh, what's that? Oh, it's like ground beef with seasoning
tortilla.
rolled up into a shell, a tortilla shell. Oh, that
Dude,
sounds great.
Tortilla
What's
with
that?
cheese, meat, or vegetable, and then all you do is you just change the order, and then you can charge different prices for it. It's
That's what I'm
genius.
saying. I'm
But
telling
it's
you.
just- Isn't it all a taco?
Yeah,
They're all more burritos, but they're just all different shapes.
just say something Mexican, and you'll get that in a unique order.
Yes.
Yeah, like
Biblioteca.
Oh my god. Oh,
What?
nothing.
Okay, I
Disco,
tried.
sorry,
What?
I can't remember it, man. The
I
rap
guess it's like
from
different kinds of
Community.
pizza. Same difference.
Okay, but we still all call it pizza.
Same thing like with pasta. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
oh, dude, the
So,
girlfriend
like-
got.
That was a good one. Pasta.
Well, the
I like
girlfriend got this ravioli tortellini hybrid. I don't know how they got them to breed. but
Wow,
it was-
that's
yeah. It was called a ravatini. No, tortellini-
Rollatini?
No, so ravioli
Ratatouille.
and tortellini. So it was ravatini, something like that. It was okay.
What?
Sounds a little racist.
Can we get a picture of this? Summer? Do you have a picture?
We should have a
This is
picture
like
of
a
that.
week ago.
Oh, I want a picture of it. I want to know what it is.
I
Scott,
told you.
It's only going to look like poo now if you want a picture.
it's a bit nutty. Look, okay, so tortilla what is that? Tortilla?
Tortilla.
Tortilla.
Yeah, tortilla, cheese, beef, beans. That's
I don't
every
like the beans.
single dish.
No, dude, because the beef could be like you could have fajita beef. You could
Okay.
have like, you know what I mean? You could have fajita.
No, what I'm
chicken.
saying is they're all the same combinations, just named differently because one has a green sauce on it. One does not. One might
items.
have red, you know?
Ingredients.
Is this racist of me or prejudice
Yeah,
of
I
any
mean,
way?
you could have babakua.
I'm just food.
Babacoa?
It's just food.
As long
Babacoa
as,
and
you
a big
don't,
red.
as long as you don't call it Oriental, you're fine.
Yes, we are not rugs. That's what I was when I was dating a girl. She's like, I'm not a rug. I was like, damn, I never thought of it that way.
Should have said, well, then have a shave.
It was already.
Paul says,
Whoa.
Scott, don't Mexi hate.
I don't Mexi hate, man. God, that's hurtful.
Oh,
To be fair, the Italians can be judgmental. They have
He loves all of the
top-tier food.
Latinxes.
Thank you, Jane. Thank you.
So has anybody ever thought that like, okay, so like
You're so Cali.
like I am like a calzone, right? Calzone is
It's
like
like a calzone.
Calzone.
Yeah,
that-
Isn't that your uncle's name?
that's like a
yeah.
that's
Something.
that's like a folded quesadilla, right? And
No,
like
it's a folded pizza.
same thing. Yeah.
No.
And then you open up the pizza, right? So you got a folded pizza, and it's got sauce and meat and cheese.
Yeah.
And then you open it up and it's now a pizza.
No. Difference?
Tostada.
Regat cheese. When you put the regat in there, that's a calzone. When you open up a pizza, it's
got to have
like
mozzarella.
it's moots. Yeah. It's moots and provolone. You want a 50-50 moots to provolone.
It is cheese.
That's where people mess up at when they're making home pizzas. They just do mozzarella.
Hey, don't mess with Italians and their curds. Bro. They get very upset about it.
It's a tortilla with meat, sauce, and cheese, bro.
It's not a tortilla.
It's not, because you add something different, and it's delicious. Now, now in Pittsburgh, they have a thing called the wedge. What a wedge is you take a pizza, you get your dough, just the dough, make your pizza like dough. You cook it for just a few minutes till it's like a golden brown. You take it out. You slap on the ingredients of whatever type of grinder you are. What do you guys call them? Hoagies, subs, whatever you want to put in there. And then you fold it back over. You put it in the oven for just maybe a minute or two more. Take it out and you cut it into fours. That's a wedge. So it's not closed like a calzone.
Right.
It's a wedge.
It's just cut different.
Pittsburgh can't do anything right, can they?
No, they can't.
Oh man,
they can't even say like y'all. They say yins. Yins guys going downtown, drink some irons in that.
That makes no
Yins.
sense.
That's what they say.
Yins.
That's what they say.
I don't know what is that.
Yins means you guys, you all.
But it's not the same set of no.
Yeah, it's
he's asking if someone's in something. Yin her? Like, are you in her? Like,
yeah.
No, it's yin.
So it's like, are you in to go? You in?
You in? Yo, maybe I never thought of it that way. I just heard yins or yuns. Yuns is another version of that.
Don't try and justify that stupid language.
Yeah, no, listen, but like y'all is you and all.
Right.
Yeah. You don't have to explain it to me. I lived there.
Yin.
No, you're lying, mister. I lived there.
New Orleans. Never mind.
Dude, I met a kid. We were doing illegal substances. It was college. And we were in the woods because that's where you wanted to do this type.
Because you could find porn.
No. Well, yes, you could. But like you didn't want to be around other people. So we were enjoying the trees and the moon. And all of a sudden, this kid came out of nowhere. And he was like, what are you yins guys doing up here? And we're like, what the fuck just happened? And he's like, you want some chili cheese fries? Chili cheese fries from Kogo's. From Kogo's. Oh, man. If anybody's from Pittsburgh, you know what I'm talking about.
Apparently not. Like,
is anybody from the Berg?
Brightest Day is like you're.
Brightest Day is from down the street from me. He doesn't know what he's talking about. I love him though.
So
you might be correct. You might be correct. Yeah.
Did you? Is that the only time you ever heard anyone say the word yins? Because I don't think it might be a Pittsburgh thing. It might have been a mushroom thing.
No, it was definitely not mushrooms because those are great too. But no, it was acid. But no, I heard it many times, and it's not every time I took it either. It was like that's what they say: yins and yuns, yins guys.
What's the ethnic makeup of the people there?
White,
Dutch. I want to say
I'm
Dutch.
Just wondering if there's a
lot of Polish,
a different language origin for it. Maybe?
Well, you have the Dutch, so there was a lot of Amish there at one time, a lot of Dutch, a lot of Polish. I need to find it now.
Maybe that's where it comes from. One of them.
Well, Pittsburgh likes their own little tiny segregated community, so that makes sense.
Well, okay, so all calzones should have regat in it. I don't know any others that don't. Pittsburgh usually has really terrible Italian food. I'll give you that too. Their pizza, they gave you ranch with it to dip in it. Yeah.
See right there, ravioli, ravioli. Yeah,
that's just a ravioli with a fancy cutting.
Yeah, that's the tortellini ravi.
That makes no sense, man. That's a ravioli.
I don't know how you get them to bang. Like, how do you crossbreed a tortellini with a ravioli?
You got to play Barry White
very gently.
I feel like it's the same method that you do with pandas because they're so dumb.
Jane is now regretting her decision to join us this evening.
Jane loves us.
I like food talk.
Yeah, she's down with the food. And maybe she could use her new Jane YouTube channel to fly to Pittsburgh and because dude, the food is really good there. It's oh my god, they have some things there that are out of this world. Like Permani Brothers, they put coleslaw and French fries on their sandwich. So good. It really is. But they also are having an explosion of new cultures. Like, what do you call those? I was about to say Benoit. That is not the word.
Beignets?
He was a great
Ben
wrestler,
Gay?
that guy.
Wait a minute. First off, thank you, Brightest Day, for the $2. Tangents. Yes. Tangents.
Not a great father.
No,
Like,
the ones.
Speaking of tangents, I actually have to head off.
What were the ones? What are the? They're like Korean.
I gotta go.
Bye, Grant.
Oh, bye, Grant. We love you, buddy. Thanks for being here.
Oh, yeah.
Congratulations.
Happy Easter, everyone. I got to go over and do the Easter stuff. So.
Oh, it's Sunday in the future. I forgot you're in the future. God, it's so crazy. You Australians in the future.
Yeah,
it still
they don't
sucks.
even exist.
So,
You got anything you want to say before you go?
thanks for everyone who give well wishes and everything for the wedding. I really do appreciate everyone. I'll be thanking everyone individually at some stage right after I finish all those bespoke videos. But yeah, I'll definitely watch the rest of this and
Just play it in the background. We'll be fine.
yeah, no, I usually do. So
Thanks, buddy.
uh,
Congratulations once again.
thank you very much.
Good to
See
see
you,
you.
brother.
Bye. Congratulations. He's a married man. So, anyways, they're like Korean hoagies, grinders, subs. What do you guys call them where you're from?
A sandwich? What are you talking about?
A grinder, a
Who are
hoagie,
you
a
asking?
foot long. Any of you?
I don't know. Whatever Subway calls it,
Yeah.
God.
or Jersey Mike's.
That's a sandwich?
Oh my God, really? They're grinders. Okay, anyways.
When I think grinder, I'm thinking marijuana.
A long
like,
sandwich?
No, grinder's a hoagie or a sub.
That's what we call it.
Yeah.
Sure, man. I mean,
Wow, we're having a
yes.
great night, guys. Grinders. Yikes. Yeah.
That's what it looks
Can I-
like. Hold on.
Yeah, can I answer a question? There was a question earlier.
Yeah,
Somebody
please
says.
do.
The comment was something, let's see. Oh, yeah. From Mr. Betsu. I remember finding porn in the woods when I was a kid back in the 70s. Who keeps leaving their porn in the woods? So what that is that back in the day, bros would help out bros, right? Because they all knew, like, they would be out in the woods, so they would pass it on. It's like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just tradition, Once you're done with your porn, you leave it under a log in the woods.
Yes.
So that way the next,
Yeah, I'm not fighting
Bro
that.
can
I
find
found one of my first porn mags. It was like a freak. It was like a Sears catalog, if anybody remembers those, of porn. And I mean, it was. I grew up in the '80s, so this was probably from the '70s. It was just a lot of hair,
Bush.
a lot of bush.
The only thing similar to this that's, I guess, unique to here would be a muffaletta, but it's different ingredients, I think.
What's a muffaletta?
It's
I
like
haven't seen that magazine.
it's a sandwich. You should know it's Italian. But it's a sandwich, but it has like the meat, provolone, olive dressing.
Oh,
onion,
yeah, I've had that
like
before.
that.
You got to
Yeah,
have
that
the
sounds
olives
like
on it, though.
everything.
Yeah. That's
yeah.
as close as I can think to that.
So yeah, it's a sandwich. I don't. The Korean one is either a bulgogi or a kimbap. I don't know which one it is. Shit, what is it? I think it's a bulgogi. I can't say the word. Bilbo Bogans. Korean Philly cheese egg roll. Oh, that's egg rolls. Shit.
Yeah, Jane, that was great timing with your muffaletta. Everyone's like, what porn mag is that?
That's what I'm trying to say right there. Thank you, Shrap.
Oh,
Scrap.
bulgogi.
I wasn't listening, y'all. I was trying to find the sandwich.
That's fine, because I wouldn't listen to us either. I like. Hey, it's been a while, man. Oh, I thought when Jane said muffaletta, she was talking about some porn she found in the woods.
Oh,
Dude,
man.
we need a skit
Oh
about
my
that because it's the
God.
truth.
That's hilarious.
It is.
Me and my mother's like one of her oldest friends. Her daughter and I found it in the woods. Changed our lives forever.
But seriously though, like, and I think that speaks to one of the problems with like kids today is that they don't appreciate it because they didn't have to go walking through the woods to find it.
Right,
They just
it's right
click
there on their
phone,
fingertips.
right?
Like
Like you had to work for it, which
right.
Like,
and then you had to create the scenario in your mind and the whole story.
Oh,
like,
yeah, yeah.
what's she talking to him about? What is that girl doing?
Yeah,
Oh,
you and
she's a
your
college
bros.
student, you know?
You and your bros would workshop different stories.
Yeah. Unless you got like a penthouse letters, then you didn't have to think. But then you had to match it up with one of the girls in the
Yeah.
photo. You know, like it was
Oh
a
wait,
lot of
is
work.
that what's wrong with modern entertainment? Like
They
writers don't know how to create
imagination.
stories anymore.
No,
You know what?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Culture. What were you going to say?
Oh, I just said there's no imagination. That's what's wrong with modern
Because
stories.
that's the truth. None of the writers in Hollywood had to find their own porn.
Exactly.
That's it. We figured it out, guys. That's why we have a new DC world coming to us. That's
Oh.
crap.
Oh, this is such
Okay.
a good segue.
Yeah. You like how I did that?
Yeah, yeah.
No.
We're going to start with this story, though. Warner Brothers discovers... Am I echoing?
No, it's culture.
It's always Culture.
It is.
Warner Brothers... Yeah, but you make us stuff. Warner Brothers discover exploring overhaul of DC Entertainment, exclusive by Brent Lang and Matt Donnelly. That's the Batman. How did you guys feel about this movie?
Haven't seen it yet. Wait until Sunday when it comes on HBO Max.
I liked it.
I didn't have a problem with it. Before we get into this story, I wanted to ask, I'm glad this popped up because it reminded me. Culture, 6 million on a Thursday. Is that good for Fantastic Beasts?
Not for that particular film or that particular franchise. In fact, this thing is on pace. If you follow what Valliant Renegade was saying and what I was saying on Friday,
Okay.
I'm subscribed.
this thing's on pace to not perform. It's going to underperform. In fact, as of right now, as of Saturday's updated prospective box office, this thing will be lucky to hit 40 to 44 million by the end of the weekend.
Yeah. I
That's
always
low.
said that.
That's
very
crazy.
low.
That's
Yeah.
really low, man. Holy
Yeah.
crap. Well, we have 59 people watching. Thank you for stopping by. If you were here thinking Ryan might be still here, he's not. But stick around. Hit the like button. Share it out to your friends. You're important to us. Chat in the chat and let us know who you are and if you know what yins or yuns means. Are you from Western Pennsylvania? Do you know what I'm talking about? Even the Ohio Valley, Western Tri-State area might know. Thank you.
You know, fun fact, Rube Waddell, my favorite baseball player, one of the greatest pitchers to ever play the game. He was
You are
from,
so eclectic, dude.
he was from Pennsylvania. And like the reason why he's such a good pitcher is because his childhood hobby was throwing rocks at birds.
Oh, wow.
There
We
in
just
the-
lost 4 people. That was great. Bird killer. So let's read this. The new owners of all things Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman are exploring an overhaul of DC Entertainment. Why am I reading this and not Culture? Because he does it so much better. Multiple sources close to the situation told Variety. It's been less than a week since Discovery closed its $43 billion deal. Can I ask a question? That's a lot of money, right?
Yeah,
What, how much?
unless you're Elon Musk, and then that's like couch cushion money.
Well, like, but buying DC for $43 billion.
No, we bought everything.
Warner, they bought Warner,
Yeah, well, it means they got a lot. They got more than I know. Warner Media doesn't sound that impressive, but they got
but
a
they
lot.
are.
Yeah, they're huge.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
I mean, that's a lot of different. That's a lot of different cable channels. It's a lot of different entertainment nameplates. It's it's
Cinemax.
CNN. Yeah,
Skinemax.
Cinemax 2.
Yeah.
Skinemax.
Cinemax to the max.
Yeah.
Cinemax 3.
lots
Right.
of good stuff.
But my
HBO
question is this:
Espanol.
didn't our man Elon offer $42 billion for Twitter?
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like
I guess-
$54 and like 20,
It was it was
cents
yeah
per
it was
share.
it was a 420 joke. It was 5420.
I love that
Yeah.
guy.
But no, it's at the same time it was a decent premium. I think at the time I think it's a 20% premium on the stock.
Wow.
Yeah.
Idiots. So it's been less than a week for the deal with Warner Media, joining one of the largest producers of reality programming with one of the most venerable entertainment brands under the new moniker of Warner Brothers Discovery. Wow, that's very they really used their imagination. David Zaslav, the CEO of the combined companies and top leadership, have been toying with the idea of turning DC into its own solidified content vertical, the sources said. Kind of like a Marvel now, like an MCU,
I get
having
that,
their
but-
own. Okay, go ahead. What?
No, I just don't get what like content vertical means. Like, what do you mean vertical?
Well, most corporations nowadays are looking for vertical integration, which means one
Right.
thing supports another thing all the way up the chain. So
Okay.
you know,
so it's symbiotic.
Yeah, beyond that, but yeah, I mean that's a good way of describing it. But it allows for every other division to support the current division. So if you have a toy licensing division, it's supported by the film and television, and sends onward and up.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, and it's
I've
in this
never
particular
seen that
case
before.
Well, every single company has it.
Well, no,
Vertical
I never seen like that terminology for it.
Oh,
Like the idea of each department like supporting the other department is like pretty old, I would assume.
But the way they're doing it within DC specifically, and this is not baloney sausage, it's just for real. They're going to essentially have like we have Marvel Studios. You're going to have DC Studios basically, and everything will fall under that moniker, including the comics, any books that support it, all of that stuff, and it's going to be a vertical integration for that business unit.
Yeah.
So.
Marby Dog, I wish comics were more gay, said no one ever. You never know.
There might have been somebody.
There might have been.
I think they've hit peak gay at this point.
I don't know, man. I thought they did like a year ago, but it keeps rising. We have a hot dog super sticker with commenting is dangerous. Thank you for the $1.49. I really appreciate that.
I wonder what he means by the hot dog. It's in a bun.
It is in a bun. It's safe and happy. The move would potentially affect DC's feature film development in the Warner Brothers Picture Group, streaming series at Warner Brothers Television, and the creative arm within DC proper, all in an effort to have the that's what I thought I said. Elements more closely aligned in order to maximize the value of the superhero staple, one often seen as punching up against Marvel. So
I mean, this is if you're gonna jump on the MCU, this would be the time because they had put out nothing but garbage,
right?
Outside of Sony, you know.
Okay, so what
Marvel.
did they? So what is their grand idea? You would ask yourself.
Well,
maybe something like, a new Constantine. That would be dope, right?
Yeah, it would
I
be.
really enjoyed Constantine.
Except that, it's not exactly, your grandfather's Constantine.
Raging Rhino is here, everyone.
Hello, everybody.
How you doing? Man, I got to give you credit. You're 14 hours different. What time is it there? 7 a.m. or something like that?
No, it's 11 a.m. But I
oh,
went
then
to bed.
fuck you. You're late.
Yeah, but no, I went to bed really early this morning because I was just grinding out this video that's dropping in an hour. So I got a video premiering in an hour. I've got to go and do that, and then I'll be back.
All right, buddy. Well, I'm glad you stopped in to give us a heads up. I appreciate that.
No, I'll hang around for an hour.
Oh, okay.
Now.
Do what Culture does.
I'm not here to say, oi, 50 people in the chat. I got a video coming out. Come
it's actually
over
60.
No,
It's 60 now.
Sorry.
I mean, that is kind of what
I mean, like, let's not lowball it. It is kind of what it sounded like, but whatever. We're just happy to have you here. You're Australian, and we don't have one on right now.
Well, we had one.
Every stream needs one.
You always need an Australian. I've come to realize that. So Constantine has a new working title. New details are coming out. I'm going to skip everything. Because really where I got involved in this was right around here. The new report also reasserts that the Illuminati previous reports stating that Abrams and HBO Max are looking for a BIPOC male to bring Constantine to life for the series, more specifically looking for a black British male, though notes no further details are known at this time. What is BIPOC? Someone tell me.
Are not even the same thing.
BIPOC is black, indigenous people of color.
Yeah.
So, I thought the British Isles were white.
Oh my God, really?
Aren't British people originally white?
Yeah.
Okay, so there's
no black and indigenous. It's black, and then but they don't clarify that they mean either or.
Oh, they screwed me up. I thought it was something gay.
It's not even British. They started using that term originally to refer to Black and Native Americans in America. I don't know how it came to. It's like the weird thing with African American, how people call people that who aren't American.
Right.
It's just weird.
I'm very confused by it.
The labels are just not making any more sense.
Not at all. Not at all. It's just and he's black and British, but he's not BIPOC. I'm so confused.
You know what? That may be it. Whoever wrote that probably thought it meant bi person of color.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like that's
Black
what.
Jackson person of color?
Thank you. I thought it either meant biracial person of color or bisexual person of. I had no clue.
It's so dumb.
I'm going to be honest. I had no clue. Even though I'm with you, Keanu Reeves is one of the Constantines. The other guy who played him, I thought was better.
I never watched this series.
Keanu was a biracial, I guess.
He is biracial. You're absolutely right. But the other guy, Matt, what's his name? Oh,
Matt Ryan? Wait, what was that?
Is it Matt Ryan?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I
Matt
never watched
Ryan.
them.
Matt Ryan.
Yeah, Matt Ryan.
Dude, he was awesome. He's great as the voice of Constantine in the shows, and he's
Pretty
great.
good quarterback.
Yeah, nah, he's all right. I mean, not the best.
And he's basically become the character. I don't understand why they didn't just continue with him.
Right.
Is he white?
Yeah.
You might have hit a
Welsh.
nail on the head right there.
His character's gay.
I like Keanu's Constantine.
Wait,
Yeah, me
whoa.
too. I really enjoyed that movie. Even with Shia LaBeouf.
Wait a minute, did you just say his Constantine was gay?
Mhm.
When did that happen? I must have missed that somewhere along the line.
It happened in the comics.
Then
And
I'm
then
fine
in the
with it.
show-
Let him
yeah.
be gay. Now he's a BIPOC.
It doesn't bother me because I have no interest in finding out about who he's banging. Like, that's not why I watch superhero movies.
But they
Oh.
want to promote that.
I watch it for, like, the fights.
Do you ever wonder where Superman found his first porn?
In the woods.
Well, yeah, he was in Kansas, bro. Like,
Gotta find him in a cornfield.
Yeah, could you imagine having
Could you
him-
imagine? Could you imagine Superman blowing his first load?
It like shoots through the earth.
Oh.
Like he just doesn't. It's such an unknown to him. He just doesn't know what's gonna happen, and just like.
What? Oh, dude, the first time he has a wet dream, and like
it shoots through
if
the
he's
bed.
on the first floor and there's a second floor, like, oh my
Yeah.
god, I feel so bad for the dude. Or
Like,
bunk beds.
That's how
Is
his
that a
dad
friend's house?
dies. That's how. That's
no. Some guy 3 stories below him ends up with like a cum shot.
well. I mean, his first wet dream would be when he's young. That's how Jonathan Kent died. His dad. He got killed by a
take the load.
nocturnal emission.
Jane, stop listening.
Oh, that's
Jane don't care. She's talking about food still.
Real quick, did y'all ever see that movie Brightest, whatever it was? It was like a take on Superman, like.
But the
if
kid
he
turned
was
out
an
to be
asshole.
bad.
Yeah,
I didn't watch it. Is it Bright?
You
I
should
think it's
watch
called
it.
Bright. Is it good?
you should watch it. It's interesting. Like, I like the concepts and I like a lot of the ideas that they had going.
Right.
I don't know about the execution of all of that, but it's definitely worth a watch.
Wait, they
I
execute
think so.
somebody?
I am stuck. I am stuck right now on Log Horizon. I am really digging that anime.
What?
It's called
Oh,
Log
I'm not
Horizon.
doing-
Any anime where someone dies in the real world and ends up either in a fantasy world or inside the game, I'm in. I love those. I want that to be me.
Brightburn. Sorry. Yeah. Thanks, Jack.
Brightburn. Okay.
Yeah. Bright was Will Smith's orc
what I
movie
just
with Joel Edgerton.
Was that him?
Yeah. He plays the orc.
I did not know that.
Dude, that dude's in every movie, man. I really
So-
like Joel Edgerton.
I like to know what movies J.J. Abrams is going to screw up in the DC world.
Well, so far only
Superman.
one.
Isn't he doing Superman?
He is doing Superman. He's doing Justice. He's having a Justice League Dark show. They've been talking about that. The Constantine show on HBO Max. Better not show this white dude anymore because he's out.
He's out.
Yep. So they're doing a Xantina. I always say the name
Who
wrong.
the fuck is that?
She's like a Constantine character, another magician.
Cool. Constantine's not a magician.
In a way, yeah, he's a wizard.
he?
His whole
Or
family's a
magician.
magician.
Yeah.
He comes from a long line of magicians.
Yeah.
Not in the Keanu Reeves movie I saw.
Well,
Keanu
that's what he was
is-
doing.
It wasn't magic. It was Jesus.
Oh Lord. I did like the Keanu version,
I
though,
did too.
honestly.
I like it too. I do. I've always liked the Keanu one, even though Keanu, I'm sorry, I'm going to get a lot of hate for this, is not that great of an actor.
It was a bad casting, but it worked somehow.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, did I just hear you correctly?
Yes,
you
you
just
did.
say Keanu Reeves is not that good of an actor.
He plays the same dude every role he's in.
I don't know about that.
And it's the Point Break Keanu. I caught
don't
my
know if
first wave today, sir.
I don't know.
Agent.
I'm in the Matrix, dude.
I don't know if I can talk to Scott anymore.
I'm Constantine. Come into the light.
I'm on Scott's side on this one, man. He's
Thank you.
Like he has like 2, maybe 3 characters that he plays.
One
is Buddha. One is
one of his best roles was Shane Falco.
Oh yeah.
Yes,
I'm
and
with
he
you on
plays
that,
a burnout quarterback. He's like,
yeah, kind of like Johnny Utah.
I gotta practice so I can be ready for Sunday. And he's like, they're bringing back the first liners, and he's like, thanks, coach, for the experience you gave me. I'll never forget it. I'm going back to my boat, man.
Oh,
but does he stay on the boat? No, that motherfucker comes back. What took you so long? Sorry, coach, there was traffic. I know that movie like the back of my hand.
No, it's like quicksand. You know, one thing goes wrong, and then there's another and another.
See now,
he is the same.
I love that
the
movie.
same.
It's
Look,
a great movie.
Look, he is not Ted. Ted is like Keanu just being his, like, probably his teenage self, but it's like a version of that. Like, starting at Speed, Keanu was the same person in every movie he has ever been in.
The best way to
That's how you
describe
have to play
Keanu
it.
Reeves in every movie that he does is his line from The Matrix. Whoa.
Yeah, that's it. Whoa. Yeah, I think he might say, "What is that his thing? Does he say
might
whoa
be
in almost
his
everything?" Whoa.
Whoa.
Because I know he does that in Bill and
John
Ted.
Wick. Yeah, I don't think John Wick
He's
said
never done it in Wick. He's
Yeah.
never
It's coming.
done it.
It'll be in the next one.
Oh, I hope so.
John Wick is the grumpy version of those characters.
He's the ass kicking freaking human destroyer of everything in that.
Right.
He's the grown up version of his character, basically.
Have
Now
y'all
look.
seen the videos of him running through that course? Like
Dude, he's
to get ready for that.
ridiculous.
Oh man,
Good.
My God.
Oh my God. Edwin is not me. I am not Edwin. That is wrong.
I was impressed by him and Holly. They
Yeah.
actually trained, unlike a lot of
Oh,
other
yeah.
actors.
Yeah, Hallie was awesome in that. That was really cool. I love the work with the dogs too. I was like, that is beautiful.
and don't forget that a couple of the guys from the raid were in it as well, and they
Yeah.
weren't even supposed to have that big of a part, nor
Three
were
of
they
them.
supposed to speak. But but
Yeah.
Keanu was so impressed by them. He's like, "Yo, I think we should have them in more." You know,
Wait a minute. Who were they?
I didn't know that. People from the Raider, I
Yeah.
didn't know that.
the 2 guys that he fights that are kind of small, like really small compared to him.
In which
like,
John Wick is it?
The third one,
Yeah,
like when he's
yeah.
throwing them through the glass and stuff, man.
No, wait, is it Parabellum?
Yeah, that one.
That's another great movie, The Raid.
I never saw that one.
You've
You never saw The Raid?
No.
Oh my God.
Dude.
You've got to see it.
Wow. Don't be like
Dude.
I just fucking killed your dog. Relax, people. I haven't seen The Raid.
It's it's some of the best fight.
Poor
choreography you're
culture
gonna
just
find
looked like he was
anywhere.
constipated.
I love the bit where like he's beating up the guy in the hallway, and as the guy's dropping to the floor, he's
Yeah.
smashing his head against the wall.
Dude,
Wait a
Raid
minute.
2, by the way, is also really fucking good.
Are you talking about Raid Shadow Legend?
No.
Oh my God.
No.
You should remove yourself from the screen.
I just would like them to, I don't know, send me some money for saying that.
Sponsors.
Sponsors. Need them. I do like this time, Prophet, because you're right. Michael Caine is Michael Caine in every movie. Like, we once hunted a
So many people, though. You could say
Yeah,
that
that's
about,
true.
You could
True.
say that about Nicolas Cage.
No.
Yeah.
No, Nicolas Cage is
No.
Nicolas
There it is
Cage
there.
on crack
Nice.
in almost every movie.
Yeah.
You need to see that.
Oh,
Scott.
coming up.
The Raid.
Oh, it's so good, bro.
Where can I watch that on? What streaming service? Can someone find that?
I think it
question.
is
Probably
actually on
YouTube.
one. maybe
Yeah.
Hulu.
No, I imagine it's on one.
Yeah.
There
Oh,
was
the
a
Raid
Raid
2 is really
2.
great.
Hulu,
I've
Amazon
only seen
Prime.
it once. I can't really remember it though.
I like it. It's much more story driven rather than the Raid, because the Raid's just like, you know what I mean? Like they're beating up bad
Yeah.
guys to get to the top guy. The sequel has a lot more like narrative to it, but the
Okay.
fighting is still just it's
Really
they
good.
really turn it up a notch. But the Raid is available on HBO Max. The Raid 2 is available on Hulu.
That's really weird that that's like that.
Yeah.
So must apologize, Galford's dog. I thought she was a part of his world. I didn't realize she was a character of her own making. Very cool character though. Very powerful. Alf is just Mads in a bear suit. I did not know that.
I mean, the timeline doesn't really work.
Yeah, well, it could.
I get this one, E-Clay.
Clay Thomason for $2 says your Audi loved the raid.
So that's a reference to
Belly
Severance.
button?
No, is a
Severance
reference.
is awesome.
I want to
that
start
show.
watching
I just
that.
finished
Your
it.
Audi loved the raid.
Yeah, exactly. Jane. Oh, dude, I really, really enjoyed that.
So without
That's the best
spoilers,
show.
what is it about?
A raid. It's about a
No,
SWAT
no,
team.
no. Severance.
Oh.
Severance.
It's so basically
That
they
was
come up
awesome.
with this technology, like this corporation that's been around forever. It's like the biggest corporation ever. But anyway, so where they split basically your brain to where like when you go to work, you don't remember anything about work, right? You're just there 8 hours, and then when it's time to go, you take the elevator, and now you're back to you. So that's why you have the innie and the outie.
Okay.
So the innie only knows work. That's
Oh, I
all
have
his
heard of this
consciousness.
show.
Yeah.
So like the person outside of work has no clue what they do at work.
Right. Exactly.
Okay, I got you. It's probably fucked up.
And
shit.
there's goats.
Oh,
a great show.
Who doesn't love goats? Nikki D for $5. It's nice to see an executive like Zaslav actually clean house when needed. Wish Chapek could grow a pair and do the same for Lucasfilm and Marvel. Nikki, agree.
We need to see him do it though. There's a lot of talk. Let's actually see something,
Absolutely.
happen.
Absolutely.
Oh, by the way, I watched the first 2 episodes of that new Josh Brolin movie on Amazon Prime. I'm into it.
What is that one?
It's called The Black Hole. No, I don't remember. What is it called? I can't remember.
It's
But
a
it's
movie
him-
or a series?
It's a series. Like he's on a rant. Like he has a ranch in Montana.
Okay, that sounds like a
believe.
black hole. I was
Yeah,
thinking
there's
space.
just but there's a hole in his west pasture that's just like it's just there.
There's no bottom.
No.
You
It's-
jump in it?
You could, yeah.
Man, that's why I love doing this show. I find out about the coolest series because
not open range.
what I hate is like nowadays you need 35 different subscriptions to watch everything you want to watch.
It's like having
Yeah.
cable.
It sucks.
But that's because every network only has one thing that's good.
That's really good. Like I
Well,
love
some of them
Yellowstone.
have none, Jane. Some of them
Outer
have none.
range.
yeah.
Is anybody here watching Moon Knight?
Yeah.
I stopped.
Everybody hates me or hates it. I liked the last 2 episodes.
Okay.
Ugh.
I thought the first episode was. I actually was intrigued by the first episode.
Oh, I hated it. But
I
go ahead.
hated it.
Go ahead.
I in the third episode when he slaps that kid instead of punches him.
Yeah.
I thought he slapped him because it was a trans person. Like it actually because of the haircut
That ran
and
through your
everything.
head. That ran
That
through your
ran
mind.
through my head. It actually ran through my head. So for the first part of for the first part of that episode, I was way turned off. I was sitting back in my seat, arms crossed. I was pissed off. I'm like, what? He fucking didn't punch you because it's a he, her, or whatever. And then it turns out that they say, oh, he's just a kid. And I'm like, okay, I can calm down a bit now. Because he goes like this, and then he goes whack.
That just shows how messed up these shows have you.
Well,
I
it's
gave up
exactly
halfway through the
right.
third.
That actually goes to show how messed up the culture is
Yes,
right now.
yes.
Because I'm watching that. I see the haircut with the purple hair with the shaved off side. I'm thinking, okay, that looks like a dude to me, but it could be a trans woman.
Wow, that didn't even cross my mind, but it's
And-
so obvious that it could
and
be.
then when he goes to punch him, but then opens his hand and slaps him, I was like, what? Hang on a second. These guys are trying to kill you. What are you doing?
Right.
Anyway, but it's just I found that interesting just with how the culture is right
Yes,
now and how
yes.
that.
But what do you feel
mind
about the
works that way.
series?
About the series, this is the thing. I didn't know Moon Knight.
Me either.
I kind of liked it until I read my encyclopedia about him.
Oh.
And it basically is nothing. The story is nothing like the story. What I read in my book, which is literally like a paragraph or two, the story in that was so much more intriguing than what we're seeing on the screen. Yeah. I mean, yes, there are the multiple personas, but Steven is supposed to be a millionaire.
Right.
Or like the persona of a millionaire, right? And the way that they explained how these personas interact and all this kind of thing. I know it was very short, but it's so much like they're just not adapting it
very well.
And they're not looking at the source material and going, oh, that, like, apparently Mark died in Egypt. It was that god that, you know, what's his name? Kaiju or whatever the fuck it is.
Whatever his name is.
His followers, his worshippers in Egypt found him and saved his life by attaching them together.
Okay.
And like, apparently then that, like, he's been alive for a long time, all of that sort of thing. They've made it in this that, now I don't know if this was a thing from comic books or whatever, but they made it that the god that's attached to him was actually attached to Ethan Hawke's character. Right. Which I don't think was the case. Like, they basically just made their own story with these characters around.
But they've been doing that with everything.
But it's a worse version of the story. That's the thing. It's not as good. It's like, how do you look at what you're writing and look at the original material and think, oh yeah, this will work? It doesn't make any sense.
What, Matt? You think the CGI isn't good?
Oh, I think it has some of the worst CGI that we've seen thus far.
See, I didn't think it was that bad, but again,
I didn't think the CGI was super. Like, there are some moments in there where I was like, oh, I saw
like
the
cape with the bullets and all that. Like, oh, it was bad.
See, I don't think I watch it on my phone, so I don't think I really kept an eye on that.
That makes
well,
sense.
I don't give anything Marvel anymore the time of day to watch it on like a bigger TV, because it's like I'm probably not going to end up liking this. I didn't really like episode 1 that much at all. The last 2 episodes, I have to say, Oscar Isaac for me, is a fantastic actor.
Absolutely.
The way he can go between, like when they were going in this last one between him and Steven, doing, like, trying to put that map together, how he can transform into a different character. The guy is very talented.
Yeah.
But I did
not get that far.
Do you like what they've done in terms of, like, making Steven so weak?
He's like a pansy.
Well, they've made it in this last episode that, yes, he does have his strengths. He knows ancient Egyptian.
That's his strength.
He always knew that,
right?
though. Yeah,
but see,
but even with Mark, like in episode
actually,
2,
the funny thing is
they mentioned the wife being the next movie.
Yeah, that bothered me.
But hang on a second. Mark is supposed to be the one that knows
the badass
all the
and knows all this stuff. Yeah,
he should know all the Egyptian shit.
Right? He
like,
would know.
Like, Steven's not supposed to, right? He's more of like the rich guy, right?
He's the Indiana Jones of the Marvel Universe. He was basically like, you know, he was studying and learning all of these things, and I don't know. So, like, my thing with it is that the studios are relying on the fact that these are unknown characters
to a lot of people,
they can write their own story. So that, for example, Scott, you're sitting there, you enjoyed what you were watching because you don't know the
I don't know the canon, right?
I was as well, until I go and sit down and go,
see, you ruined it.
I ruined it for myself. They're not adapting it correctly. Like, I understand that you can't adapt things word for word, piece for piece, all of that sort of thing. You can, you know, bend it a little bit, but you can bend something or you can completely break something.
So
yeah. What do you have to say, Matt?
Well, I didn't know any of the canon. I'll be honest, like I was talking to the girlfriend while you were saying, so I still don't know the canon. But for me, it's still not a good show, even though I don't know it. Like the way that they write us a weak guy, like the dude that his strength is in his knowledge or whatever, but like they don't know how to make it.
Their stereotype,
right? Because like even though you're not a fighter, you don't have to be a pussy. Does that make sense?
Exactly.
Right. He's so not a man.
But they don't want him to have
God,
any
I'm starting to hate it. Stop
at all. And the other thing too is their justification for making him that way is, we want to distinguish him from Bruce Wayne. But you have to understand, part of the reason why Mark has this particular identity is because he uses it to basically make amends for his life as a mercenary.
Right.
The money causes. And
so now, Jane, are you talking about like them not as multiple personalities, or are you talking about them as separate? Like it's just Mark being a different character.
Right. The comics go in different directions, but one version of it is that it's just him being this other person.
And like the cabbie is his version of getting information.
Exactly.
Okay.
But now they've made Mark basically trash. Like, he's a terrible husband, he's a terrible person, and he's not even fit to be Moon Knight anymore. It's like, what are you doing? Why do you have to destroy this character to apparently lay the foundation for this new character?
Because they want the girl.
That's the other thing too. When they end up in that place where all the gods are and they're having that meeting and he's basically saying, you know, accusing
that part pissed me off.
Of doing the thing. I did find it funny. I found the acting pretty good from Oscar Isaac in regards to the pain that he was feeling while he was talking. That was good.
Yes.
But they basically cut the character again in that scene. I felt that they did anyway. Sorry.
I think the problem, and this is across the board, is that
right after him you go culture after Mad.
So like they don't write people; they write like identity based on not like persona, right? Like he's this guy, so that's what he is as a character, rather than him having character traits that are separate from what he does or his. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Well, and that's actually the distinction that, or to touch on that or to expand on it, that's what actually Brahma Bull was talking about. He doesn't have multiple personalities. The original character doesn't have that. The original character has multiple personas to get the job done. And, you know, and he should be able to switch between them freely, and they should all have the same information. And
you have control over them, and they're not like in this, they made them fight against each other. Like, who's got control of the body? No, that's not how the character uses those personas. You're right.
In the books, and you were, I think it was you, Rhino, that brought this up, but, you know, you have the Indiana Jones, or maybe it was Jane, but you have the Indiana Jones persona, you have the James Bond persona, you know, and you have, you know, the common man persona. That's kind of the way to break it out, I think. And he does an excellent job, you know, but they went diving into this idea that it was mental illness on top of this other stuff with, you know, what do they call it? Dissociative identity disorder?
Yeah.
Is that what
something like that?
Yeah. And so, and it frustrates.
Isn't that what they have on TikTok?
They do explore that in later iterations of the character, and I don't necessarily mind that. I think that could be interesting to explore as an. Go ahead.
No, please. I'm adding, saying yes. Yeah.
I can go.
I was just. I think it could be interesting to explore because you never, like, as the reader, you don't know what's happening. You don't necessarily know what's in his head, and so if you want to explore that way, it could be interesting. But the problem is that they take it to the extreme, to where this man has no integrity. No, he started to show it a little bit in the second episode, and I did appreciate that. But then it flipped right back in episode 3 to basically destroying both male characters and propping up this female who hasn't yet done anything interesting.
And it is very interesting. And again, with this culture that we're in right now, it's kind of like with how I saw what I saw when I watched that scene about the trans thing. It's the same thing with all of this. This is now what we're seeing, but they're now blatantly putting it in our face. The character of Mark or Steven or whoever you want to make, the character of Moon Knight is a smart, badass kind of character. And I've just put the thing from the encyclopedia in the private chat. I'd read it, but I'm a bad reader, so it's probably better if somebody else wanted to read it.
I don't see it in private chat, but
not in the private chat, in the
the DM group,
Twitter DM group.
Real quick, Jane, because we were talking about Severance earlier. Like, so going from Severance and going back to watch Moon Knight, the characters are there's so much depth to every single character in Severance. I mean, there's layers and layers that you just the way they reveal different, you know, aspects of who they are. And then you like, they're so complex and real. You know what I mean? Real.
Yeah. It's like they actually took their time and planned out each character as a person, a real person with different levels to them. But with Moon Knight, it's this thing we see now where they are looking for an image. Yes. They don't care how they get there. They don't care if it makes any sense whatsoever. But if it checks all the boxes, then they're satisfied. They're not trying to actually create a story with characters we care about.
Exactly.
Yeah. And there's no repercussions to any of the actions.
Anything.
There's no like, you know, even the scene in the where his job was at the museum. You know, when he's running away from the dog and everything like that. Then he goes and looks on the cameras. It's not there.
And there was destruction. Things were broken.
That's right. And he just loses his job. It's like, okay, if I did that at my job, I wouldn't just lose my job. I promise you that much.
And then the fight in the city, like they destroyed property. Nothing happened.
Yep.
Thanks for making me hate it. What do we got here?
Last thing.
This is
if Mark, whatever his name is, if Mark is like a criminal, an international criminal, why would he have a passport in his name and not Steven's?
Well, because he's
he's an international criminal, though.
But he has a different address. Gotcha. Yeah, you might be right. What is that I'm looking at?
If you read, this is from the encyclopedia. If you read this, you may change your thoughts on what you think about the show. I don't know.
Culture, read it.
A mercenary left for dead in the Egyptian desert, Mark Spector, was found by followers of the Egyptian god Khonsu, who saved his life.
Khonshu.
Who saved his life and gave him superhuman powers, returning to the U.S. with a statue of Khonsu. Mark became a crime fighter, calling himself the Moon Knight, and assuming two more alter egos, millionaire Stephen Grant and taxi driver Jake Lockley, aided by his pilot friend Frenchie and his lover Marlene Allrain.
Now, alter egos are not not split personalities, and I'm so sick. Can I just say something too? No disrespect to other YouTubers, and they won't watch this because they're massive channels. They are so scared of cancel cultures. They're like attacking Marvel for not using the exact right terminology for this now, because they're fully developed personalities and people. They're not just alter egos. They're not just, split personalities. These are fully formed with their own memories and feelings. It's a sick person that needs help. That's what it is. Sorry.
No, I'm looking at this Sporking taquitos.
Is it good? Where is that?
Go on, culture.
Mark fought crime for many years, battling against Werewolf, Midnight Man, and Black Spectre, and alongside Spider-Man and the Punisher. Eventually, exhaustion set in, and Mark retired his alter egos and sold the Khonsu statue. Before long, Mark felt compelled to travel to Egypt. There, members of the cult of Khonsu explained to him that being the Moon Knight was his destiny, one he could not shirk.
Destiny. It's pronounced destiny.
What did I say?
By the way, while he's paused,
Destiny.
It's his destiny.
While he's paused for a second, dude, there was one line in Moon Knight that actually got me excited. Like, oh, I would love to see them. Like, it was when he said, when Khonshu or whatever told whoever.
It's Khonshu. Thank you, Bosch.
Khonshu.
That's what I said.
Were you broken, and that's why he was able to make you the avatar, or are you broken because of him making your avatar?
For Mark, he was dead. He was found dead on the sands of Egypt, and the cult basically saved his life by attaching those two together.
Yeah.
I don't know.
They needed each other.
Don't know.
Well, you know what pissed me off? And all right, what pissed me off about that, and it always pisses me off. So they have, the Egyptians gods on trial, holding the trial, and they bring in Ethan Hawke's character, and he's, well-spoken, blah, 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 but come on, he's evil. We all know it. Everybody knows it. And Mark Spector can't even get a freaking word out. And it's just like, all you have to say is, check where he's digging.
Well, that's right. And, it was so stupid. And then they said that they wanted to speak to Mark. So Mark comes out and they go, "Are you unwell?" And he goes, "Yes." It's like, but it doesn't change what he's doing.
Right.
And then they go, "That's the end of that." Like, that conversation just ended.
It pissed me off, dude.
Shocked. I was like, hang on, you're not even going to hear any more? Like, that's it. It's just, are you unwell? Yes, but he's still doing what he's being accused of doing. Okay.
It's like they didn't know what else to write.
Right.
Insane. By the way, he had to go there from where they were digging. Like, why didn't he just go, well, let's
Yeah, he
look
did
and see
reference
where you
that.
were?
He did reference something about that. Oh, that he's walking on the sands.
Yeah.
And is it illegal
the
to
dude
walk
is-
along the sands?
The dude's digging, and he has the damn scarab. They all know what that scarab does. Why don't you just check his pockets?
He
The
has
guy's
40
walking.
people with him digging.
He's walking with glass in his sandals. The dude is messed up.
I'm telling you, the only thing they wanted was that scene. They
Right.
got their scene. And
That's
they were
it.
done. Time to move on.
Absolutely. Do we have more culture?
Yeah, I
Okay.
just keep getting interrupted.
Well, that's the whole show, buddy. Thank you.
I know. Before long,
You know what else bothers me? No, just kidding. Go on. You knew it was coming. Boost oxygen.
Go culture.
Oh, I keep forgetting to order that.
Reinvigorated and equipped by Khonshu. With a new costume and a selection of special weapons, Mark became the Moon Knight once more. When Norman Osborn, Green Goblin, took over the Avengers, Mark faked his death and later joined Steve Rogers' Secret Avengers. He then moved to Los Angeles, where he clashed with Count Nefaria. There you go.
I want to read that stuff.
So true. Like you read that and you go, okay, that's a better story than, and in a simple, paragraph than what we're seeing on the screen right now. How they're adapting this character to the screen.
I love the original stories, which is why this show pissed me off from the word go.
Well, again, I didn't know. Sorry, culture.
No, it's fine, brother. No, it doesn't. Here's the weird thing. It doesn't matter to me that another creator along the way, somewhere in the mid 2000s or whatever, destroyed this character's backstory and everything.
It doesn't bother him.
What it means is that they had to deviate the character. Look, we have to stop accepting that they've deviated these characters, and now they can use their famous words, which you're gonna hear for F and ever, that it's in the comics now.
But this is the problem I have though with Steven in particular. Like people keep saying this too. He's a normal guy. He's an average guy. He's a weaker guy. Okay, that's fine. But by I think episode 3, he knows that this is his wife. I know it was the second episode. He knows this is his wife, and she's being attacked, and he's literally just watching.
You're amazing. That's what he's like saying.
I was done at that point.
Yeah, I gotta say now you guys pissed me off because I'm gonna still watch it because I actually enjoy. I'm gonna read Moon Knight after the fact because I enjoy what I'm watching right now. But what you just read is way better than what I've been seeing. And I'm with my girl, Tina Bojan. Scott is not chilling hard enough. Shut up, Paradigm.
Scott, you really need to watch Severance because like if you juxtapose that with Moon Knight, and you're going to see how like the difference between well-written characters and whatever the fuck they're doing with Moon Knight. Is night and day.
The evidence that you can adapt something without making it word for word and exactly what it is Lord of the Rings. And I only know this recently because I just recently read The Fellowship of the Ring.
So
Fucking
good.
awesome.
So good.
Right? But how different is it from the movie? There's so many differences.
Yes. Oh God, so much stuff left out.
There's not just these one or two little things left out.
Yeah.
There's a lot of shit that is different. There's a lot of shit that's changed. It's not Galadriel. What's the chick's name that is in love with Aragorn?
Liv Tyler.
Oh yeah, whatever. It wasn't her in the books that comes and rescues Frodo and takes him
Oh
back
no.
to, there's so much that's different.
Right.
But the movies are still fucking brilliant.
Yes, they are.
Right? That is the proof of adapting something at least well enough, honorable enough to the source material, right? That they've actually done a good job with it.
Absolutely.
To me, when I look at what they're doing with a lot of Marvel at the moment, and being that we're talking about Moon Knight, I'll specifically say Moon Knight, they haven't done that.
Right.
You read what we read there, and they've gone, okay, how can we make the alter ego, right, or the alter egos more a mental illness and make it more for today? That's how I see it now because of the culture, right?
And that's what I'm saying. They tried. I'm sorry, Matt. Go next. And hi, Toxic. Nice to see you, buddy.
G'day,
what bothers me is that they are saying alter egos. They are using terms that we all know. And then you have YouTubers that are so woke that that's not even good enough. They have to explain like what today's psychiatry and psychology think it is, which is
them's out there now that have these alter egos or these split personas. You know, they're just, to me, they're just trying to pander to reality.
Well, so damn it.
Sorry, man.
Oh no, hold on.
Erwin, thank you.
Oh, Starship Troopers is another great example of a movie that was, you know, was adapted from a book, but did not stay like
true to it at all.
Know what I mean? Like
I agree.
They don't have the jetpacks. They don't have, like, they're only fighting the bugs. There's all these.
But
other
how
aliens.
awesome was it?
But such a good movie. CGI holds up to this day.
Basically, they just keep adapting it on the altar of identity politics instead of adapting it the way it possibly should be. They keep trying to find these loopholes in characters where they can go, oh, that's like this today, what we see today. So let's use that character and let's make that part of that character so that people can see themselves on the screen.
Right.
Like that's how I see what they're doing with especially the character of Moon Knight.
Right.
OC Bros 4 holes. Hell yeah.
Yeah, that's true. I'm with you, man. I'm with you. How are you doing, Toxic?
Oh.
No.
I'm so glad we're talking about Moon Knight again.
Yeah, I mean, got it.
I had the page mad. I sent people over to his house, you know, did a call of life and all that stuff just to make sure he was awake and watched it before Thursday Night Throwdown.
Yes. And then I get there and there's like 3 or 4 people like, oh, I didn't watch any of it. I'm like, this mother.
Wow.
Is episode 4 out?
Wednesdays.
No. I don't even know when it drops.
Unless you pay for extra access. The best part of episode 3 was the closing credits. I finally made it through a show to get to the closing credits, and I said it before on Thursday, if they had spent half as much on the show itself as they did on those closing credits, they'd have a really good show on their hands.
Yep.
There were some really good, I mean, there wasn't a whole bunch of people working on the thing, but there were some really good shots. So it's like they had one person directing the opening credits and the closing credits, and then we have to get our Egyptian representation, the only person in the world who directs Egyptian, to do the show.
Right.
Because it looks like 2 different things.
The problem that I find with comics right now, or not right now, with comic characters and stuff like that, and the arguments that people can have about certain characters, is that there's so many different adaptations of a character. You can have so many different adaptations of a character. You can reboot. There's so many reboots of characters. Mm-hmm. Their powers may have changed slightly. Something about their backstory may have changed slightly. From different one series of comics to another series of comics based on the same character. It makes it really hard to track what is, let's say, correct lore or canon for that story or for that character. And that's where you can give them a bit of leeway on certain things. But again, when you're not staying true to the essence of the character, so like the best example that I can give is if you were to make Magneto a black man. Right. His backstory
is the whole Jewish.
Correct, and that is vital to the character of Magneto. And
they have talked about doing that. They have talked about making them like 60s. You know, like a one Magneto being the more of the militant, Malcolm X, and Professor S being more.
Well, they can make Sammy Davis Jr. Sammy Davis Jr. was Jewish.
Exactly. Why would they just make him biracial?
I was.
There's certain elements. My point was
make him BIPOC.
Elements of characters that you just can't change. But then I see there's certainly leeway within the comic book sphere because of those different versions, adaptations, multiverses, this sorts of things.
Well, let's put it this way. Did you hear that they are thinking about bringing back Iron Fist? Having the main character, and I forgot the actor's name, but the guy who played Danny Rand come back almost as a joke, so he can hand off the mantle to
that chick,
Michelle Wu. No, she had her own Iron Fist at the end of that, and he had iron guns or some shit.
Before we get too far away from Magneto, though, but
okay, go ahead.
I wanted to defend. So I think that we're getting close to a point to where, like, unless they're going to be telling a X-Men story that takes place closer to World War II.
Well, they could live longer, though. You could do.
Okay, again, but there's only so far you can push that before it wouldn't fit with modern, for him to be in modern time.
Well, they could live much longer because they're mutants. You could just do it that way. Because I've thought of that too.
Only accept that for, you know what I mean? Like that.
Well, I think our Australian Jewish friend would be upset with you right now.
Who?
Mr. Grant Gregory.
Grant got married. His life's over.
I see what you're saying, Matt. I definitely see what you're saying.
I do too, but
I still think that. Yeah, how do you do it? I completely understand what you're saying.
So a black Jewish guy.
Well, because it shouldn't change. I mean, I could see exactly them changing him specifically to insert the civil rights aspect.
Yes.
As if there weren't biracial people also being murdered during the Holocaust.
Right, that's
just
true.
Just make that his story and be done with it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Keep everything else the same. But they won't do that because they want that civil rights narrative.
Yes.
Yeah, they want to put their own narrative on it.
Yeah. I don't know. I know that shut up, man. You're making me laugh. I don't even know what we're laughing about.
The last chat.
Magneto, aka oh god, I'm not reading that. That's what about for you?
That is exactly what would be on every meme.
It would be.
Yeah.
It would be. We're gonna change course right now, and we're gonna talk because it's in my title. A little Johnny Depp and ex-wife Amber Heard.
Real quick though.
Yeah, please.
Real quick.
Go right ahead.
There are certain characters or people in stories that for some reason uniquely get adopted sort of as honorary black people.
Mm-hmm.
Like in Game of Thrones, it was the North, like the Starks were like black basically.
Well, yeah.
They tried to do that in Fantastic Four.
Well, no, I don't mean the creators. I mean among fans.
Right, among fans, they like, represent.
Magneto is one of those. The black Twitter just loves is like a stand-in black person.
Do they think he's black coded? Because like no,
it's not. This has nothing to do with the coding.
It's his lifestyle.
For some reason, they just identify with that persona. Yeah.
So why do they identify with the Starks? I want to hear. I think I know why, but I want to hear it from you because that's awesome.
I think it's because they're sort of isolated. They're kind of looked at as weird. They're different from everybody else. They're looked down
Are you
upon.
telling me that a black person can identify with a white Jewish character?
I know, right?
That is insane, Jane. That's racist talk.
Yeah. The thoughts and ideas of Jane Theory.
More with the Starks than like the people in the South. But yeah.
Oh, like the Red Wedding, they must have been up in arms. Broken. That's really cool to hear though. Because like that right there shows you can connect to anyone. I used to say this about, I'm going really off script, but it'll come back around. When I went to my first NA meetings, I was like, look at these people. I have nothing in common with these people. Why am I freaking here? I'm better than them. Because that's what you always think. And then this older black woman stood up. She must have been in her 60s and just went on her story. Hilarious, sad, angry, all these things. And I'm like, wow, I connect with this woman in so many ways. Like, you just have to find the heart of it. If you can find the heart of that character, if someone could write a character well enough, it doesn't matter how they look. People will identify.
Exactly.
You know? Just like we identify with Amber Heard. I hate that bitch.
God, how many people would identify with her?
Angry.
I know a few chicks that I've met in my life that would.
They're people. I think they're more animals, right?
I hate this chick. Is this who I think it is? That's not Fox. Okay, no, wrong person. I thought it was the woman from MSNBC. Okay, anyways, Johnny Depp and ex-wife Amber Heard both face unfavorable testimony on fourth day of trial. A marriage counselor described their relationship as one of the mutual abuse. Okay, so is anybody keeping up on this at all?
No.
No?
Nope.
No. Great. I'm glad I grabbed this as a topic.
Well, no,
I've been watching a couple of the of the witnesses up on the stand, like just clips and stuff that have been brought out or released. It's two people that aren't necessarily the greatest people in the world. Like, I'm still definitely on Johnny Depp's side of this whole thing, but I don't think he's the best person either.
What?
What?
Is it the 20 armbands on each?
All the rings.
No,
but
like,
I mean, at least he has an excuse. I mean, we know he has a substance abuse problem. What is her
Big
problem?
one. Yeah. She's a psycho. That's my own feelings on that. Hot though.
From like all the accounts that I've seen or heard about Johnny Depp, it just doesn't. What she's accusing him of, to me, from well outside, it doesn't add up.
No. Right.
Well, that's not Johnny Depp. It's just.
I know this. This trial is about the op-ed she wrote about the domestic violence she she dealt with Johnny Depp, which many people, including myself, believe is mostly bullshit. There are so many ex-girlfriends, and granted, as substance abuse, people change with different people. So you never know if he was different with her than he was with any other woman. But just her story doesn't line up perfectly. There's too many people that were in her corner at one time now being like, she's the abusive one. We have recordings. Yeah.
We heard the tape, and she's clearly acknowledging abusing him physically and making fun of him wanting to leave, wanting to seek help, wanting to go to the police. That's physical and emotional abuse.
Yeah, she's the abuser.
And when you're in that situation, like I had a girlfriend that she was an alcoholic, and we broke up based on the fact that we were fighting. She had her palms wide open and full, like it was almost like a bloke in a bar picking a fight with you, like just pushing you, right? And I just had to walk away.
Right.
I was gonna hit her because of what she would and I'd never hit a woman. So
but it turned you into a person you didn't want to be.
That's right. So I just had to walk away. Now, as I'm walking away, like literally walking away, she's trying to stop me and still trying to fight me.
Yeah.
Right? So
is she also the one that like starts a fight with the biggest dude in the place so you get into a fight?
Yeah.
Those were always my favorite ex-girlfriends.
But no, well, anyway, not with her. But anyway, if you've been in that situation, I can understand what a guy who doesn't act like that goes through in their head, right? They get angry, and you start yelling, and you might throw something across the room because you can't throw a punch at her,
right?
You know, but the provocation, I don't even know if that's the right word, is what gets you.
They know, and I'm sorry, Matt, go on after me, but they know. Okay, so I'm an addict. I know you study people, you figure out people, you figure out how you can use them to make your life better when you're in active addiction. And one of the things you find out is what are their pressure points? What can I do to hurt them the most verbally? What can I say to make them either feel like shit, get angry? Like you figure it all out, make yourself the victim.
I see that same thing in the Will Smith video where she starts recording Will Smith for no reason. And she goes, "Oh, can you please help us? I'm still dealing with this childish, whatever she says," right in front of him, right on a video that he knows that she's going to put out there. Right. That's provoking him.
Yep.
Real quick, Scott,
that is being an absolute fucking piece of shit. Sorry, Mad.
No, it's fine, man. You're good YouTube, my friend. Bosch McFadden for $5 going back to Moon Knight says, crazy idea. We don't need social awareness in our fantasy. Let Moon Knight hear a voice, a god's voice instead of more mental illness.
Yeah, true.
Good point.
Real quick, so somebody was asking if I had any stories about crazy chicks when I was a cop, and I do, and it's good.
All right, let's hear it.
I was out one night, just on patrol, and I see a dude walking with a baby in one arm and a camera in the other one. And I'm like, yo, what's up, bro? And this is what happened. So him and his wife were fighting, whatever, and he's holding the baby and he's filming it too because he's cuckoo bananas because he's a woman. And she kicks him in the balls, right? And he has it on camera. Now, as I'm dealing with him and I'm getting him to the station, right, safe with the baby and all that. At the station is the wife reporting that he was abusing her and hitting her on the back, and she had all these marks. What she did was she took a ruler and was hitting herself like this on the back, right? So we had a female officer, and she went in there with a ruler and lined up every single mark with the ruler as if she was hitting herself on the back.
Wow.
Crazy. And she knew she was being filmed when she kicked him. But
that's disturbing.
But her privilege as being a white chick, right, was that no, it doesn't matter as long as I tell them that he did this to me, they'll believe me.
Well, you know, in this era we're in, Heard took advantage of the Me Too. She wanted to hijack that movement.
Yeah.
She wanted to be one of the biggest. She wanted to be the face of that movement. And that's what pissed off the girl from Charmed. Not the
Alyssa Milano.
No, not that idiot. The
Not
one
the
that
crazy
actually
one.
the crazy
Rose
one that actually
McGowan?
makes yes, Rose McGowan, who actually makes sense now.
Oh, the non-crazy one.
She's crazy, but I love her crazy. Rose McGowan, that's why she's one of the people that was the first to bring in the Me Too movement. And she stepped away because people like Alyssa Milano, Amanda Heard, hijacked it to revigorate their crappy, more Alyssa Milano, but their crappy careers by using women's pain. You know, and Heard wanted to be a part of that. That's the scary part. She did all this, and I'm just speaking from my own point of view. A lot of this was to be in that movement. Johnny Depp's horrible. That's
She's
what we
also a narcissist, so all of that
Yes.
attention really fed into that too for her, I think.
Yep.
I'm sorry, I've got to go.
Quick question.
All right, brother.
All right.
Thank you for being
Thank
on.
God.
I've got to go.
All right,
I
bye.
might be back. So I'm only
Bye.
going to watch the premiere of my video and then.
Yes, come back.
I-
Everybody,
still going
please
on.
go see his premiere and come back. 70 people watching.
No. Watch it
No.
after. Watch it.
Yeah,
after
watch
this
it
thing.
after. Watch it after. Actually, why don't we all watch it right now?
Yeah, we'll link
No.
it.
No, we won't link it because we'll link it so people can watch it after. If I
After we're
watch,
done.
we don't want 70 people watching one video. Then he doesn't get 70 views.
No, I mean, like, we'll link it. Like, when we're done here with this stream, we'll link his video in the chat, and then people will be allowed to go over there and watch
We'll
it.
go over there and rate it.
Yes, we'll rate it
All
because
right.
in like a half
Anyway,
hour.
I might be back anyway, so we might get to promote this again.
Okay.
All right. Bye.
Later, buddy. Son of a bitch.
Not one of you better leave this. We're writing
Boy,
down
I'm
names.
counting. I just lost 3 people. Where did you go?
were
Toxic
they?
Man Flu, where were you going though, brother?
So, this is something that my family taught me about hitting women. A woman
Uppercuts.
can use a gun and use a knife just as well as any man. If they're on the wrong and you need to protect yourself, right? It's when you're doing it because you're having a bad day and stuff like that, that's bad. But when you're trying to protect your person, you protect your person.
Yes, self-defense.
I would never just let somebody keep hitting me if I could avoid it. If they, were much bigger than I was or caught me from behind or whatever, fine. But once you start the violence, you deserve what comes after that. And if I go up to Mad, who probably knows a lot more about fighting than I do, and I decide to try and punch him in the face, and he puts me into some kind of headlock and, and then
touches you,
knocks me out, and then takes pictures with his dick around my face and puts them on the internet,
definitely
it's my own
happen.
damn fault.
That would
Who knows
definitely
what would
happen.
happen.
I'd keep it
Right.
between us.
Yeah.
Well, use that microscopic lens, it'll look bigger. But, but that's
Words to live by, everybody.
I have a good
Right.
zoom on my phone.
That's good. But this case, who cares? Both of these people are drug addicts that need help, right? And all we are is sitting there looking at them in a fishbowl. And I understand they have to be narcissists to be, even in the YouTube business, you have to be some amount of a narcissist, okay? I understand that. But, I mean, Are they this generation Sid and Nancy? No. No, they're not even close.
Tina? No.
I care because I don't think Depp has done anything particularly damaging to anybody.
Right.
Or society. Like, what has he ever done?
Right. And
so
I can
how
say
he's being
that.
treated is incredibly sickening.
He lost millions.
By Hollywood, by like half of the fan base turned on him.
Yeah.
And she's just sitting there, rolling her eyes in court.
That braided hair and everything, looking like a librarian.
It's interesting because like there's not all, but they're not all women, but there's a lot of them that have this idea of like they're untouchable because they are a girl, right? So they know like you don't hit a girl, right? When they're drunk and they're dealing with cops, they would always be so shocked when they would resist or something, and now they're like face down on the asphalt. They're like, what happened?
I've seen that a few times. That's hilarious.
We had this DWI. She was the passenger, right? But she just starts acting wild when we're hooking him up, and so we're trying to put her in a car, and she kicks my sergeant right in this ball. He grabs that leg and drags her out just flings her out of the fucking patrol car. And I just remember her looking up like, no, that's not supposed to happen to me.
This doesn't happen.
She didn't get shot.
Right.
So it's fine.
No, she was white.
Oh, God damn it. I was going to say that. Son of a bitch. Yeah, so a lot of shitty things going on. Look at the therapist, though, and look at her looking at her like, I'm going to kill you.
But you know what's funny is that she looks so different in American court. When she was over in the UK, she dressed like a Disney princess.
Right.
Her hair was down and flowing and all this. And I was like...
Her stylist, man. Doing a great job. Let's read what this lady had to say about them. They engaged in what yes, we are. They engaged in what I saw as mutual abuse. I know she led on more than one occasion and started it. So Heard 35 admitted to Anderson that she had hit, socked, and hurled a can at Depp 58. That's like elderly abuse. In various brawls, she told Anderson that Depp had also smacked her and showed her bruises to prove it, which I still don't believe.
Probably with a ruler, man. Just doing like.
But you know what? It went quickly. I think you're right. I mean, you say elderly abuse as a joke, but it's not wrong.
Right.
I mean, he's 58 years old, and she could seriously have injured him.
Yes.
Well, she did. She cut his finger off.
Yeah, she did. She did do that.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah, let's try again, guys.
Wait, what'd she do? She bit his finger off?
No, she threw a bottle at him, which severed part of his thumb, I believe.
Yeah.
Index finger.
Finger.
Seriously, injuring him. I mean, not just like, a love tap or anything. Freaking injured the dude, man.
Yeah. Severely. Cool. So it was a point of pride for her, and we're talking about Heard, if she felt disrespected to initiate a fight, which I could see her having like a low self-esteem issue, even though she's hot. I don't get that. The clinical psychologist described Heard as having a jackhammer style of talking that made it difficult for Depp to get a word in. He was cut off a lot. Wow. So Mr.
I can't
Depp,
think of anyone like that.
Yeah, right. Shut up. Mr. Depp said to her, Raging Rhino, "No one likes you. You're getting fame from me. I'm falling out of love with you. You're a whore." Anderson read from her notes, adding, "She's reporting how mean they are to one another." Now, this is therapy where he is letting out all the pain he's feeling. No wonder he is saying this stuff. Like, aren't you allowed to get this out? Like, it's verbal. In a therapist's office, he's saying, this is what I feel. Mm-hmm. Like, she's the one that's actually physically abusing the man. That pisses me off.
And he's basically saying here that he feels like he's being used.
Yeah.
That's sad.
Where did her career go after they started dating? It only went up.
Where was her career before they started?
She was in a movie. I never knew anything
about her until this.
I saw a movie with her and oh God, what's his name? The dude from Yellowstone.
You want to do another show I've never seen?
Okay, Dances with Wolves.
Oh, Kevin Costner?
Kevin Costner. She's in a movie with him where he keeps getting poisoned and he has to like kill people, and then she would give him a bit of
7 days, something
like that.
3 days until you're dead.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, never watched it.
She was in it, and that's like in the beginning she looks all prim and proper, and then she's wearing like leather pretty hot. Kate James, a personal assistant of Heard, said, the ex-staffer listed chuckles from the gallery when asked if she was paid and replied very poorly by Heard. James described Heard as extremely demanding, calling her at all hours and on weekends, but refusing to pay her overtime. James, who worked for Heard from 2012 to 15, said the Aquaman actress as verbally abusive to her late mother and her sister. Her mother was terrified of her, James recalled. Her poor sister was treated like a dog that you kick.
Why does she have contact with your mother?
No,
and your
I'm
sister?
thinking of Heard's mom and sister.
Yeah, she's saying this is how Heard was acting with her own family.
Look at that face. Look at that puss.
And she has she's the one who has a history of domestic violence.
Yes.
She's the one with the record.
Yes.
This woman is crazy.
I don't even know why Johnny Depp has to go through all this.
I don't even know why he
freaking
dated her in
ridiculous.
the first place.
Yeah. I think he was like, she's kind of hot. I'm Johnny Depp. I talk weird for being American.
I don't have any room for more wristbands to make me look young.
I need her. I need a, yeah, exactly. I got my weird hat on and my weird, like, I'm wearing like, Aerosmith type scarves. I need somebody to make me look young.
I feel like by 45, you should be limited to how many bracelets you can have on at one time.
As a guy who's 46, I concur. During one confrontation over James' salary, Heard allegedly went berserk. She leapt up out of the chair, put her face approximately 4 inches or a mad Martigan hard-on from my face. She was spitting in my face, telling me, how dare you ask me for the salary you're asking for? Okay. Now we got an addiction doctor described in a videotaped
By the
episode.
way,
Yeah,
that's
please.
how you can tell she's not ever been hit, because
you get that close?
That would not fly.
Yeah.
That would not fly with anybody.
Jane Theory gonna drop your ass.
She would have been on the floor.
I love it. So we now have an addiction doctor describing in a videotaped deposition the aftermath of an explosive argument between the two, filming in Australia and also bringing in illegal animals. Dr. David Kipper said he arrived. Is that the producer of your show?
No. Oh, Kip?
Yeah.
I'm not allowed to speak on that.
Okay. Said he arrived at Depp's home to find part of his finger ripped off, a house in disarray, and blood on the walls. Depp had to have his finger reconstructed. This is what the great Culture Casino was talking about. Okay. The doctor who Depp hired, he must be watching somebody else's show. He's probably over at Raging Rhino's. Great premiere. Here's,
right,
here's $150.
I am
what?
Right
I don't watch anything Australian.
I am right here. I'm right here. The boss thought you were funny, though. There was a chuckle from the other room. So.
Oh, thanks, boss. That's why you're lovely. The doctor, she must have been talking about the 4-inch thing, who Depp hired to help him get off narcotics, quit after the Edward Scissorhands star refused to comply with the treatment plan because he is an addict. Heard and Depp divorced in 2016 after 15 months of beautiful marriage, but have continued to spar publicly ever since. Wow, this is just some shit, these two.
The thespians.
They didn't spar publicly. She attacked him and his reputation, and he responded.
Yes.
That's it.
She brought it to the public. She brought it to the public, Jane. That's the problem. He's a very private dude.
But some of these people are trying to make it sound like it was mutual. They had all these problems and they just it spilled over into the public. No, she did this.
Yeah, I think he was really messed up when he married her. Look at him. Poor guy.
Yes.
He's like,
or he could have been in recovery mode and particularly vulnerable.
Yes.
And she recognized that and took advantage of it.
I mean, look at him. He's probably like, she won't even let me wear wristbands. It's messed up. I'm American.
12.
I'm American, but I speak with an accent.
Like Madonna.
He wasn't right in the head before. Okay? Look at his movies and all that stuff. He's not right.
Based on a movie.
I mean,
how many guys could bring their exes to court and testify that whatever she's saying he did, he didn't do. Right. Whatever he's saying she did, she absolutely did it.
Everybody's agreeing with that one. You know,
Who's
this
that
is
on the left.
That's her ex-girlfriend.
Who she abused. I don't see her exes coming to court.
Right. I mean, look, Depp claims have resurfaced allegations that Heard abused her ex-girlfriend back in 2009. Yeah, so she was kicking ass way back when. Heard had been arrested by Port of Seattle police. That's right. That's really close to where the car.
Chaz?
Fuck, I'm screwing it up.
Not the Chaz?
No, I was going to do a Breaking Dawn joke. What's that? Twilight joke? But I couldn't remember the family's name.
Oh, what? Edward?
Yeah, Cullens.
The Cullens?
Very close to where the Cullens live. That's where he threatened those guys because he could read their disgusting, dirty minds.
Oh, that's
Port of Seattle, yeah. September 14th of 2009, after the actress and her then girlfriend, Tyza Van Ree, got into an altercation at the airport after Heard allegedly grabbed and struck Van Ree's arm.
Struck her arm.
Yeah, hit her arm. After Heard was arrested and her mugshot taken, her case was assigned a number and she appeared in King County District Court in Seattle the next day on September 15th, 2009. It was there she learned that prosecutors had declined to press charges against her.
Probably because the victim had contacted them and said she didn't want to pursue it. But it's notable that the abuse occurred in public. I mean, when abusers get that bold.
Yeah, you know it's up.
Oh, sorry. I thought I muted, but I turned off my camera. Sorry about that.
Yeah, you just coughed on camera with your 4-inch one. See, that's what Culture Boss was laughing about. Rock on.
Real quick. I don't know anything about Washington law or whatever, but normally when we're talking about a domestic abuse situation, even if whoever it is that was being abused, even when they don't press charges, it doesn't matter. There's still going to be charges pressed by.
No, she was charged.
No, I know, but
the prosecution decided not to pursue it, which happens all the time.
Yeah. But I thought someone said she, the girlfriend, decided not to press charges.
No, what I said was because the state declined to press charges.
Right.
It's probably because the girlfriend contacted their office and refused to cooperate.
So I'm testing my mic because everybody says I'm in a well. Is it better?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Okay.
Hello. What? Nothing. You tell him, Culture Boss. You show him who's boss. Well, thank you for interrupting a great conversation, Culture Casino, with your mic.
Wait. I wasn't an interruption in the conversation. Keep going. All I was just asking a question.
Yeah, your questions. I'm sorry, sir.
That was rather abusive, Scott.
Well, I'm an abusive guy. In a statement issued by Heard publicist in 16, Van Ree said Heard had been wrongfully accused and that the entire incident had been blown out of proportion, and she's going to take me to Sizzler when my swelling goes down. No? Okay, I thought that was funny. Adding that the two cops had misinterpreted and
man, damn it.
That's a
Scott, you fucked me up.
Sensationalized the incident. I recall hints of misogynistic attitude towards us, which later appeared to be homophobic when they found out we were domestic partners and not just friends. So right there,
bullshit.
The cops were homophobic. Boom.
Yeah.
But I love
but nobody pulled a copy of the police report.
Nope.
The hints of that's just the hints. No.
They had to double down. Basically, it was a threat. We're going to sue the police department unless y'all drop these charges.
Right. It's so messed up, though. It's we're going to make... There it is again, another one. It's this attack that who I am, and I know this might sound wrong, but it's you have two white women, mostly white-ish. They got into an altercation just because they're gay. These cops didn't have a right to worry about somebody's safety. You know, it looked like enough to be abuse in the cop's mind that they arrested her. Now, most domestic violent couples, the one being abused, will try to save that. Oh, no, you defend them to the end, man. It's actually terrifying.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Look, my response was, you should have ducked.
Yeah, right.
Why'd you call us?
She also went on to say, it's disheartening that Amber's integrity and story are being questioned yet again. Amber is brilliant, honest, beautiful woman, and I have the utmost respect for her 300, yards away.
Says the publicist.
Right.
Why can't the girlfriend speak?
Right. This is bullshit. In court documents obtained by the Daily Mail, according to the NZ Herald, Depp claimed to have had conversations with a number of Heard's former romantic partners about her alleged history of abuse. Several women who have been in relationship with Miss Heard have come forward to share their personal experience of brutal violence and other abuse at the hand of Miss Heard. She sounds like a motherfucker, dude. Wow.
Sounds like a woman.
Yeah, sounds like an angry woman. Oh, so she sounds like a woman.
Yeah.
My advisors have and continue to interview these victims who remain deeply fearful of Miss Heard and collect evidence from these victims. So that's another thing. Like they want that part of their life over with. So they won't say what happened because it's not the idea of like, let me protect somebody else. It's like, I don't want to relive this. I don't want to get her wrath on me again.
Right.
She's a mean mofo.
Oh yeah, she's definitely like that chick that would drive from Houston to Florida in a diaper so she doesn't have to pull over to go beat up a bitch,
Yes.
That's a true story, by the way. That was an astronaut too.
Yeah, who was that again?
It was some astronaut crazy. Like she was dating another astronaut, but like he had a wife or a girlfriend or something. She's like, you know what? Let me put on my diaper, get my lineman rope. I don't know if that's true, but like, and go to Florida.
That's crazy,
Insane.
dude.
We sent her to space. Maybe, I don't know.
Like the psych eval, someone missed something.
Right?
And it's notable too that it's Amber's employee or worker or whatever,
right?
Whatever she was, who has nothing but positive things to say about him,
right?
And just she's a devil, basically. Like
right.
That's it just.
I mean, it's pretty obvious. Like I understand you need evidence, but right there, that should start. And what they'll try to say is she's disgruntled. But even if she talked bad about her, she still could have also been like, yeah, he had his issues. Well, she doesn't even go there.
She also cites what she's observed her doing with other people. So her testimony can be validated. They can get the sister.
Right.
Put her on the stand to contradict it. Will they? No.
Nope.
Because it's true. Right.
Now, is her sister tight with her?
I don't think so. What, did she abuse her too?
Yeah, but they have this weird relationship, and I mean, it seems like the sister's been wishy-washy. I don't know. I mean, I watched Nick Rekieta and Tug the other day, and of course, Yellow Flash is doing a ton of videos about this as well.
Sporking News.
And
E-Hacker.
Oh yeah, absolutely. E-Hacker has been killing it with this, and so all along we've been very well. Entertainment Hacker.
Yeah, he's
There's
one of my
a Depp channel. I can't remember who's doing it, but
yeah,
Entertainment Hacker is a friend of mine.
Yeah, and they've been doing so much, and their coverage was great. So going into this trial, if all they do is present all of the evidence that everybody else has been able to magically dig up, this chick's boned. I mean, and she should be, because damn.
Or scissored, whichever one she's into that week.
I mean, I guess it depends on who can provide her with the most opportunities to advance her own career.
And that's the other thing. He should have picked a straight woman. What are you doing, sir?
From the get, you're a little off. But he's like, but have you seen all my bracelets? I could change her straight.
Don't lesbians like
that's
bracelets?
What guys think.
I think
Jane
bracelets
is
are
available though. Jane's available. That's what he didn't understand.
This is an attack.
This is an
attack. I would never wish that on my friend Jane. Oh my gosh.
This is an attack by Latino Slant on my character.
Diet.
Yeah, I am into a taquito diet, and I appreciate you not putting my information out there. I told you that in confidence. That was awesome.
Man, I'm going to order some taquitos.
Taquitos look like little orange dicks.
Yeah, with my head on it. Yeah, I should sell well, anyways. Culture Casino. Would you mind taking a bit of the lead on for the next, maybe we're going to go another 10, 15 minutes on the Twitter poison pill?
Oh, okay. Well, I think Jane can also contribute. And
Right. If you have an article, though, because my throat's killing me. It'd be
Oh,
nice.
I actually don't have an article, but if you have an article, I can pull it up.
I might have a few because I'm always prepared. I got a little thing called the New
go
York
with that one.
Shut up, toxic. I have a little thing called the New York Times. I don't know if you heard of it.
Oh, yeah. It's a
whatever.
newspaper.
I'm pretty up on these things.
I've been there.
Well, okay.
It's like
all right.
Gaming style pilot.
Wow, it asked me to subscribe. Are you subscribed?
You don't have to subscribe.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think you only get so many free articles to look
Things
at.
like free, 3 free or something.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay, I'm not going to give them any information. So
Yeah, don't. I didn't.
so
Well, I gave them yours.
Oh, thanks. Let me see if I can find this on something else.
What are you
know
looking
what?
for?
Why he does that, Kitty Bear? I agree with that. Like, she is so scared, like, of her sister. She would probably lie. And I believe she has said some stuff maybe in one of the courts. I don't know if her sister was brought up in the first one. I know her sister was interviewed, just like the hairstylist and these other people that have now kind of like disappeared because they're like not wanting to tell the truth because they're scared of her.
But she talks about being in the opening statements
Got you in the
anyway.
chat,
Her
culture.
lawyer talked about how she was like having this history of being abused. But where are those people who to corroborate that? Like friends,
Yeah.
family,
Countrymen.
anybody?
Hey, we're at 80
Let me
upvote.
hear
We are at,
yours.
yes, we are at 80 likes. Can we hit 100? If you have not liked this, that would be the second week in a row we've hit over 100 during the live. Last week we almost hit 200 because of a little guy named
Ryan Kennel.
Yeah, big whoop. He's a nice guy.
He's a nice kid. And
Yeah, Ryan Cannell is a good dude.
Everybody thinks he's a big meanie face, but he's
No, he's good. Hey, Raging Rhino's back to talk.
Thank God.
Yeah, and I'm gonna dip out real quick.
I'm
'Cause I gotta
mad.
run to the store. If you guys are still going,
He always
I'll
goes to
jump
the
back in.
store.
Yeah.
What are you buying? Is it a bodega or something?
Bodega.
Liquor store sales
I'm
started
sorry,
at 10 p.m.
Don't you live with a lady, man?
Oh, snap. He said, you're such...
I'll tell you what happened. All right. I may I'll get her Reese's peanut butter cups every once in a while, and I may have eaten those before she was able to, because I saw them. So
what dick!
But
You're lucky to still be alive.
Right now, there is a full bag
Really?
of Butterfingers in the pantry that the boss. I will not touch them.
Yeah, I'm bad like that too, dude. I eat my...
I'm like I know.
My wife has like Liddy's chocolate.
Right.
It's like a keto chocolate. She has a special drawer that I'm not supposed to go into because she can't leave it out in the open.
Special draw? What's a draw?
I heard
It's a
this.
drawer. You draw.
Draws.
A drawer.
You draw. Yeah, it's a draw. It's a
drawer?
sorry, a drawer.
Thank
The
you.
special draw.
A
A drawer.
Drawer.
It's
It's a,
my
it's
draw.
a draw.
You draw it out.
Candy
drawer.
drawer.
Yin's guys going downtown, drink some irons.
Shut up,
Hey,
fucking fuck.
Draws.
Any of you
Fucking
new
news.
people? Any of you new people know? And Becky might know. Becky, I love you because you're from Ohio. Do you know what yins and yuns mean in Pittsburgh? Have you heard the word yins?
And the
Please,
etymology of it.
Pennsylvania.
please
is
explain.
bananas. I'm just saying.
All right, go for it, buddy, while Becky responds.
All right. From the Hill, which is me. Twitter adopts poison pill to prevent Elon Musk takeover. Of course, this is a PMSNBC article here. All right, here we go.
Forbidden ruins, right? Yinzers.
Twitter adopted a so-called poison pill Friday that would help prevent it from undergoing a hostile acquisition after Elon Musk put in an offer to buy the social media company for $43 billion. The board unanimously adopted the limited duration shareholder rights plan. Under the plan, if any person or group acquires 15% or more of Twitter's stock without the board's approval, other shareholders are allowed to purchase additional shares at a discount.
That's so messed up.
The rights plan will reduce the likelihood that any entity, person, or group gains control of Twitter through open market accumulation without paying all shareholders an appropriate control premium or without providing the board sufficient time to make informed judgments and to take actions that are in the best interests of shareholders.
Bullshit.
The plan is set to expire in 1 year. A spokesperson for Twitter said the company won't be commenting further. No, because they will be exposed. Now, I'm going to say this.
I'll come back to you, Tina.
He has a plan B. So I can't wait for plan B.
Oh, you know he has C, D, and E also.
I mean, honestly, he could just buy it. With whatever they do, he could just literally just buy it.
I'm so surprised that when all of this sort of went down, Elon Musk's name wasn't trending number one.
Right.
But also, like, I think it was like it only got into the trending like at number 7 or something like that. It was like, and then the very next day, he's not even trending at all.
That's because the people at Twitter manipulate what you see so that you follow their narrative.
And that's exactly why he wants to buy it.
If he really is wanting to play games and wanting to expose them, he just spends those millions and billions of dollars and drives them into the ground. Or he could expose them for the fact that Twitter hasn't made any money and is never going to make any money. It is a house of cards. And all he has to do is pull out a few and it just falls apart.
Well, he's planted himself really well in what he's done here, because even if, let's say, somebody else was to come out, Bezos, let's say, and say, I'll make a higher bid than what Elon's bidded, then Elon sells his 9% shares at a premium. You know, he's made like heaps off what he's got, and then he just goes off and uses that money to do plan B, and hopefully then tank.
He can't do that here. He can't do that here. So he's got 9%. So if he wants to start, it's the hostile takeover thing. So if he wants to start buying from other people, let's say he buys another 10%, then the board goes in and they issue more stock. Stock is like cryptocurrency outside of Bitcoin. You can just make it up out of thin air, right?
With the on the table, is the board making the right decision?
No, that doesn't play into account. You have to go to a court to get that to happen, and that's not going to happen in time for this.
Well,
so the dollar, of course, is also just paper. It's nothing behind it. So they just keep issuing stock until the stock that you have is worth nothing. So you can do a stock split. So if you got $50 worth of stock and they split it, now you get $25, but you have 2 shares. And that's all they're doing. So the value of the stock just keeps going down and down and down. So if he wanted to drive them in the ground, he just keeps buying.
Well,
and he'll drive them into the ground.
So he could destroy them.
It's like
he could destroy them.
In the chat says, though, like once he, like, let's say they don't sell, they don't sell to Elon. He's out. He'll sell his shares. He'll sell them for more than what he bought them for, because the stock went up after he bought his shares, and after he sells, it'll tank.
Yeah.
That's if he's playing a mind game. So if he's playing a mind game right now, like he did with Bitcoin. So he came out and he said, okay, you can buy a Tesla with a Bitcoin. Bitcoin shot up and he sold like crazy, made hundreds of millions of dollars, and then came out and said, you know what, we're going to stop doing this. All right. He's not as based as everybody thinks he is.
No.
He's just
I understand that.
Playing at a level that none of us, he's in rarefied air.
He's a genius.
This is the thing, though, is
he's
what
a genius
my point,
businessman.
That's right. But my point is that he's put himself in a really, really good position.
Playboy.
Because even if somebody was to outbid him, he's got 9% shares that he then ends up selling to them at a premium if the board decides to accept that offer, let's say.
Let's hear what Culture has to say.
It doesn't even have to be that complicated. All he has to do is get other people that he knows to buy, substantial shares. If everybody else that he knows, all the other billionaires that he's friendly with, acquires another, so he can accumulate up to 15% without this going into effect. So he gets 14.99999, right? And he buys that many shares. Then he gets friends that he knows to buy similar amounts of shares of the stock at the same time. So they just coordinate. Believe me, this happens.
They would see it happening.
Yes, but the filings all happen at the same time. So it doesn't matter. Now you're going to try to lock out 2 or 3 other people that now get him to 50.1% of total control. They call an emergency board meeting as majority stockholders, and they essentially remove them and replace them with their own slate, which can be themselves, and then they sell the company to Musk at a premium. All game over.
Crazy.
But I mean, there's a lot of other leverage techniques that he can do.
And then what would he do with it? That's the question.
Well, and that is the question, Jane. And look, I mean, I'd like to believe, and I'd like to take him at face value. He does play, as Tox insinuated, at a completely different level. And it's one of the things I appreciate about him.
Yeah.
But he's always ultimately said and done the things he tells you he's going to say and do. That what he says he does is probably the best way to say it. And I feel like if he's saying we have to fix Twitter because it is the town square, he will do it. Then imagine the exposure if he actually open source the algorithm. If he actually does that and he exposes the baloney sausage that's behind the curtain, you know, the guy behind the curtain, you know, the Wizard of Oz is exposed. Things are bad for them.
I don't know. I don't know if he, like, in the contract of it all, I don't know if he's going to be able to go, this is what they were doing. But I think what he will be able to do is move forward and be, this is what I'm going to do with it. And this is, he's going to open source his algorithms and his things. After he purchases it, I know he owns it, but can he really say, like, look how evil these people were?
Yes. Yeah, but the problem is that at that point, now you own it. So
well,
going
no, you
forward, what are you doing?
So let's say for what it is. And
but then they're out.
But let's say he spends 10 to 12% of his net worth. So there are people who get their money and they don't do anything for it. And then there are people like Musk that generates cash, right? Mm-hmm. So this is nothing to him. This is what Hughes used to do.
Howard Hughes,
Howard Hughes. He just went off and he did a lot of things. He had tons of money that he was just printing it. So same thing here with Musk. So Musk can go out there, see that this is a problem. Maybe he is the knight in shining armor, saying we have this problem of where we're going to be later on. I want to go in. I'm going to destroy this. And he's either going to go in and destroy it, he's going to go in and buy it, or he's going to force the government to buy it off of them.
The government isn't going to buy it.
If the government steps in the last resort to say, we need to stop Elon Musk from owning this, we're going to use the PPE stuff, loans that we gave to Twitter to call in our markers and grab them, and now we own this. It's
how bad the optics of that look then, though?
Terrible.
Everybody.
God, let me finish.
Please finish. Please finish.
So the point is this. Once the government owns it, all right, the First Amendment applies in all things. And the only thing that you can block on Twitter is something that's illegal. That's the point of it. The reason that Twitter's getting away with this is that there's no First Amendment rights when it comes to Twitter or Facebook or any of that stuff. They're public companies. But if the government steps in and decides, Twitter's the public square, we're going to have to take that over.
Make it a utility?
Make it a utility. Boom, First Amendment applies to everything. And now all of this that they're doing to the independent creators, that one bill that we talked about on Monday, yelling at parked cars, that was going to make everyone that was less than 1 million subscribers irrelevant when it comes to content creation. Now it's all under First Amendment rights here in the U.S. And
that's
that
even more
makes
reason
a
for
difference
them not to, though.
But can a government do that when it's a worldwide platform?
Because it's not a worldwide platform. It's based out of San Francisco.
Well, okay, true. Okay, fair call.
The government can do it, but what this government would do is force it to break up.
Yeah, and they could.
I don't know about that.
There's nothing to break up. It's a unified platform. There's no antitrust case to be made there. It's not like Amazon or Disney or anybody else that you could probably. I mean. I'm just going off of my limited knowledge.
They don't produce anything.
How that works.
So wait a minute, but if they could do what they could do if they purchase it because this administration loves the way it is now, they could just shut it down, correct?
Yeah, well, okay. You know why there was so much gold in Fort Knox? Because the U.S. government went to the American people and made them give up their gold.
Yep.
All right. The American government can do whatever they want. Yep. They proved that throughout history. All right. Read about the Trail of Tears and the American Indians. They won that Supreme Court case. And the president and the judicial branch and the army force marched them anyway.
Yeah.
The government will do whatever it wants.
But despite the result of it, like the optics of it still looks fucking bad to everybody, right?
They don't care.
No,
the optics of
right.
Biden turning around and shaking midair.
That was awesome.
It's horrible.
Oh,
you
tell
me
so
that.
good.
Tell me that any one of the European leaders has had good optics over the last 3 years.
None
of them.
Oh yeah, dude, he turned it
went. I think the problem isn't thinking
I didn't
that
even say that.
they don't care. They do care. They care about how certain things look. If that wasn't the case, then they wouldn't have been protecting big tech this entire time. Because I would draw our attention back to when Trump made a major move in saying that he wasn't going to pass the defense bill. He wasn't going to sign off on it.
Right.
Yeah.
If they didn't do something about big tech.
Right.
And both parties voted in veto-proof majorities in both houses to stop him from being able to do that. So there are some things they allow. They don't care what the president does. He can go up there and look like the biggest fool on the planet, but you're not going to impact those things that impact Congress.
Right.
That's where the real power is.
And it's why we have to get rid of. And you might agree with me, Jane. I'm not sure.
Oh, we need some sort of term limits on these people.
Primary these mother truckers out of there, right? You know, and everybody that you elect should be talking about term limits in government.
Yeah.
Because you end up with skeletons in office, like who's the Republican knucklehead? I freaking forget his name.
Pretty much all of the leaders have been in there for like 40 years.
Pelosi is the other one. I mean, like you should not look like Skeletor.
Oh
like,
yeah, he does, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He doesn't even look like Skeletor. He looks like the one that wanted to eat Frodo and
Gollum.
Yeah, no, not Gollum. He's the one that wanted to eat them when they were running with him. We haven't had meat in 3 weeks.
Oh yeah, the orc.
You know, the orc.
But
just take a look at why are they rushing to pass more and more laws to police speech, right? So they got something in Canada, they got stuff in Europe, they're doing it in the UK that says if you hurt somebody's feelings, it's illegal.
That's
we're
scares the shit out of me.
The reason they're rushing to do that is that you got to water down the First Amendment for the government to swoop in and take these things over.
Yeah, and that's what we have to stop them from doing. You need
what happened. Exactly. But what happened in radio and what happened in TV? The government came in and regulated
the FCC.
Right?
Well,
and we are just a few steps away from the internet and these companies being regulated by... You see?
Yeah.
They look through history. That's what they do.
What bothers me is this. I don't care. Like, look, I hate, like, look at this. Alyssa Milano. We were just talking about her. Can't stand her. Can we stop saying to our sons things like, take care of your mom while I'm gone? This is insulting that women can't take care of ourselves, and it's bullshit.
It's not
insinuating
about that.
Right. I get that. Like, but the truth is she should be allowed to say this. Just like any Republican should be allowed to say what they want to say. And I love that they can say this because I can say Alyssa Milano is an idiot. And it lets me know that she's an idiot.
The only reason why she's saying that is because of the culture we're in right now. Alyssa Milano fucking 10 years ago wouldn't be saying shit like this. 20 years ago wouldn't be saying shit like this.
Clicks.
Yeah,
exactly.
And you can't
virtue signal.
Oh, I get that. What I'm trying to say is this. I am glad she's saying that because I know her stance. Just like if you do hate speech, you can have people sitting right next to you that are the most racist, violent people in the world, but you won't know it because they can't spew their garbage. I'd rather them spew their garbage, so I know they're pieces of shit. Just like Alyssa Milano. I'm not saying she's one of those people, but if you push like... in the past, push the KKK underground. Well, that's scary because then you don't know who those people are. They become terrorists.
I mean, I agree with you.
Which they already are.
Part of the problem, too, is anytime you have just the power of the media, right, in a limited amount of hands, which is what we have right now, just across media, it's controlled by just literally a handful of companies. It's difficult to understand where free speech even lies in terms of just general communication, people's ability to express themselves, because the messages that are being put out there, that are allowed out there, are so extreme right now that it's almost as if that's the new news. Like, that's the new entertainment. That's the new way in which they expect us to communicate in a divisive way. And if you're not speaking that way, it's very difficult to find anyone who's quote unquote fair and balanced or reasonable or rational on any platform. In any medium. It's like the more extreme you are, the better. That's how you get
the
out
independent voice on the independent voice on Twitter, which is why the law that they're wanting to pass, that's introduced by the Senate by Klobuchar and by Kennedy and by who was the other guy, Rand Paul, that would basically shut down the independent voices that you have on Odyssey and on this platform and on others, is geared to make sure that all of it is in the hands of a few people in big tech.
But it is.
Well,
like
it's
it
kind of
literally
weird.
is now.
It's kind of weird that, you know,
anyone can go watch Raging Rhino's videos or can watch Jane Theory's videos and all that stuff. We can do that right now. And we can go on Rumble, we can go on Locals, we can go on Odyssey. They shut this down to where the big techs have immunity from any kind of prosecution against liable or anything stuff from there. It's over. They'll come after us. They'll put us out, and then that's it.
Well,
what I'm saying is it's not cable news, and it's not newspapers, but that's where it's headed. It's headed to that extreme. Okay. And you wouldn't expect them necessarily to be sued for libel because they're not the ones making the speech that's libelous.
Well, look, CNN's had some huge losses in the
libel
department.
Twitter now, social media.
Twitter.
I
want to hear what Raging. What are you trying to say?
But I look at it from the people's side of things, right? You've got, if you're on the right side of politics or the right side of history, you can say whatever you want. You can call the other side a Nazi. You can do this. You can do that, right? But if you're on the wrong side of it, you can't.
Right. It is hypocritical.
Well, not here, but if you look at cable news, there are clearly dividing lines. You have Fox on one side, and you have MSNBC and CNN on the other.
Everybody else.
Right. Well, I mean, and news people are different. So I'm older than anyone else on the panel, even culture.
You're really old.
Yeah. when I was growing up, there were 4 channels: ABC, CBS, NBC, and PBS. Okay. And the people that were on the news were in our community, and that's how we got them. We had 5:30 local news.
Yep.
And then you had a 6 p.m. national news, and then you had a 10 p.m. local news that would cover it from there. And that was it. And then you had the newspaper, right? That was your more in-depth stuff came in the newspaper.
Yep.
But those people, they had investigative reporters that went out and did stuff. That was very expensive stuff. And they're not doing this stuff anymore. You got people that are auto-writing this stuff and throwing it into bots to get this stuff out. And most of it comes from the AP.
And it used to be that they would actually want to break the news. They wanted to find out what the politicians were doing. Now they just want to take a side.
Well, there's a difference. They reported the news with this 24/7 setup that CNN created. You have to create news. You are now part of the news. You are no longer a anchor. It's subjective to what you believe. So there is a big difference. There is no more reporting of the news. It is you create the spectacular spectacle that is the news.
Yeah, it's my commentary. We're going to talk about how I feel about what happened today.
Absolutely.
Instead of what happened today.
Yeah, that's because I know better than you do.
Yeah.
I've been schooled. I know this. You don't know enough. And the reason you don't understand and follow my point of view is you're just not smart enough to do it.
Right. Yeah. Well, don't forget, I think it's MSNBC. I forget her name. She kind of talks a little deep, short hair, white chick.
I've got it on the screen. Share my screen.
Okay. I think you know who I'm talking about then.
Rachel Maddow.
Oh, yeah, I was talking about Rachel Maddow, but show this.
Oh, no, this is good.
You saw? Do you guys?
I haven't seen this.
Who were Trump
audio
voters and are still Trump supporters? They go, yeah, you guys are going crazy. He's doing. What are you so surprised about? He's doing exactly what he said he's going to do.
Well, and I think that the dangerous, edges here are that he's trying to undermine the media, trying to make up his own facts. And it could be that while unemployment and the economy worsens, he could have undermined the messaging so much that he can actually control exactly what people think. And that is our job.
Yeah. Issues.
And that is
our job.
We're going to control the narrative. We're going to control your brains. That's so dumb.
That is the truth. But Maddow in court had to admit that her show is not news. It is it's subjective,
Commentary.
but it's commentary. But it was even more. She said entertainment. It is not news. It's entertainment.
And that's true. That's the only thing you find, unless you go to these networks maybe early, like before day in the morning, like 4 a.m. Sometimes you'll get straight news, but during the prime time era or time of day, it's all entertainment.
And you were 100% correct, and that's the problem. And it's one of the reasons I believe that CNN Plus is complete dog shit and only has about 10,000 active viewers. I mean, think about the fact that a show like Friday Night Tights last night was at 12,000 people for most of the time, and they were kicking the shit out of this fucking network, this streaming network platform. Now, wait. It's bigger than that because they spent $200 million plus. The initial amounts reported were like 100, 120. It's over $200 million to get that piece of shit up and running. And the person that just took over Warner Brothers leadership, Warner Media leadership, David Soslov. He answers to another party. His name is John Malone. John Malone hates CNN. He wants them to return to hard news. He has been on the record for the last 5 or 6 years saying that.
They're all going to get canned, right?
Yeah. So you have people that are just horrible human beings, whether it be Don Lemon, who's got his fucking problems. You've got Stelter, who is a giant piece of dog shit.
He's the one in red right there, guys. He's the one in red.
The guy wearing red face there. Yeah. And he is a terrible, terrible person who lies to you. In fact, he was exposed. There were 4 or 5 college freshmen.
The one kid got him.
They all exposed the shit out of these idiots, but it was amazing. And I'm like, those are the kids we need, the people who understand what journalism is. But you could possibly get at least one of these entities to return back to news.
But they don't want that, though. They don't want journalism. They want to be YouTubers.
Right.
That is basically what these channels have become. They want to entertain because that makes them the star of the show. Their name is on the show.
Yeah.
And it's not about, this is because there's too much happening in the world for us not to know what's going on. There was a time when I would watch the news because I was curious about what was happening, not just here, but literally in other parts of the world. Right. I can't get that because they're still talking about Trump or they're still talking about Obama. And I'm like, these people are not in office. Can you please tell me what is happening today?
Exactly. They don't want us to focus.
Challenge that. I believe Obama has been in office since January 20th last year.
Yeah, could be. At least somebody else other than Pelosi too.
How about telling us what Congress is doing then?
Yeah, that's more important to me right about now.
I don't think
that. No.
Congress and the Senate doesn't matter anymore. It doesn't. It doesn't matter who you vote up there. The bureaucracy that's going on in D.C. has gotten to the point that it runs itself.
No. It's not
Marjorie
even the
Taylor Greene and other people have brought this up.
It's
the
not
staffers
just
that they have
though,
to
it's
buy.
the money.
Yeah,
the staffers that they have are all from the same pool, and you've got lobbyists and and it's all about that. The one thing that we need to do to get started is to make lobbying illegal. Now,
I agree totally.
You would probably crash the entire economy.
Yeah.
It's kind of like taking the IRS and sorry, I caught what Scott had in his throat.
It happens. You're welcome.
But you remember who was the guy from Forbes? Forbes wanted to do your IRS form on a postcard, right? Would have put half the country out of business because more than half the country is employed in dealing with paying taxes in some way, shape, or form. The IRS is the largest employer in the world. All right. So we're talking about swallowing some very bitter pills if we want to fix this.
Or swallowing
We're
some
gonna
other
have to
stuff.
get the money out of politics. And I don't see that happening
I don't see
because
that
so
happening
much is
either.
invested in it. And these politicians can't and that's the sad thing is I think some of them, probably most of them, go into it with good intentions. I do believe that people, generally speaking, want to do the right thing, whether I agree with their approach or not. But once you start having to put yourself in a situation where you can either
You
get
give.
these big donors and win,
Yeah.
or you can reject them and lose.
It's easier to fix than that, Jane. You get an opportunity to replace 3 or 4 of the people on the FEC, which believe that money isn't speech. It solves the whole problem.
Yeah.
You know, and because it comes down to elections. And, you know, then you get people in there who are not in there, you know, courtesy of, you know, super PACs or whatever. And those people are likely to do the right thing when it comes to, you know, fixing lobbying. Lobbying is the problem, right? We could fix all of this. Do you realize how much money? Of course, Jane knows, and obviously Tox knows. There is so much money involved in lobbying that it is disgusting. Think about how many millions, hundreds of millions of dollars that what's his name? Zuckerberg. I hate
all of them. Pick a rich person.
Yeah, but Zuckerberg spent like several $100 million to make sure
fortify the election.
Yeah.
Oh,
and fortified the election. Yeah,
and not only that, I think it's obvious, and I'll go back to it. They voted with veto proof. What else does Congress ever agree on? They have us at each other's throat over every single issue.
Yeah.
But when it came to protecting big tech, they came together in a way I don't even know what else besides, well, nothing else really except raises.
You know
for themselves
who's paying their stuff?
That they've ever come together as friends and voted together on something. It was absurd.
War sometimes they come together.
War, yeah, they'll vote for that.
I think there's only 5 or 10 good elected officials left in DC.
Two or three you can point at, but
Thomas Massey. Now, people may think he's crazy. The guy lives off grid.
Yeah,
is the lowest fundraiser out of all of them.
Yeah,
he's not owned by anybody.
No, and
that's why I trust what he says.
And that's the thing. I mean, if I'm going to run for office, it's going to be with like, you know, pennies and shoebox money.
I plan on it. I'm going to run for office.
I mean, it'll happen when I'm actually retired, and you know, I get bored with YouTube and you know the other stuff. Jane's laughing because she knows that. I'll run for office, right? And it's not that hard. I mean, the filing fee isn't like terrible, and it's not hard to to start. If you start in something local to begin with, so you get your name out there, it's not that hard. And then you do your 2-4 years, whatever you're in, and then you move up the ladder. And you know what? You just don't do any of that.
It's not hard. It's just that when you get to a certain level, you start running into those groups of people who make decisions about where the money's going to go.
That's fine.
And
but they'll never change me.
Well, no, it shouldn't change. I hate that it changes anybody.
Yeah.
But I think that's what often happens. I think a lot of these people go into it, and you can see them when they first start running. They're all about the people. They're really involved. They're really energetic. They have all these ideas, and then they start to get corrupted over time.
Do you reckon that could happen to DeSantis?
It could happen to all of them.
Yeah, any one of them. I think DeSantis has enough money that he doesn't need it. But there's a reason why Epstein is no longer with us.
Yes.
And there's a reason why some of these people vote this way when you didn't think that they will.
If we could expose them all, though, Tox, and again, this is one of the things that I theorize with Twitter you could do from the word go. Just expose it. Just expose it for what it is, and that would continue to or maybe it'll cause the domino effect. You expose everybody, and if it does,
been exposed.
I was going to say that too, Jane.
I think the problem is that it's not even just that. It's us. We get caught up in this team mentality.
Yep.
We allow that. Oh, this is a good one. This is a good one. Instead of being critical
of
and
everybody,
holding all of their feet to the fire, we allow ourselves to get played because our candidate is the good one.
We're winning or losing.
And they think the same way, and so they continue to stay in office over and over for 40 years.
Right.
What does it say? It says the government is we the people.
That's right.
This is the very first and only government that was ever created to be run by its people, and we have abdicated our responsibility to a bunch of bureaucrats to handle this because we don't want to deal with it. We want to live the good life. We want to do this. We want to do that. You know what? Life is hard. Life sucks. And then you're going to die. All right. I'm sorry if they don't like that. It's the truth. Right?
He's old.
Yeah, I'm old. I'm facing that. So, and but you're not going to be able to deal with any of this until you take responsibility. And that's why I said earlier, we have some bitter pills we're going to have to swallow. We can't have 200,000 people a month coming across the border, and they're not just from Mexico. They're from all over, and the UN's been pumping them over here.
Yep.
And so you can't have that. You can't allow this. And you know what? People say, oh, okay, well, you look at the babies, you look at all that, and you don't have a heart. I said, yeah, I have a heart. I have 5 kids. All right. That's where my heart lies. That's my responsibility.
Protect them.
Those kids are their parents' responsibility, not mine.
Well, part of the problem is that we don't have the whole immigration system is its own issue because we don't have the courts, we don't have the judges, we don't have the attorneys, we don't have the staff to even process the people who are coming through. That's the only reason why they're sitting there. They don't have to be in quote unquote cages or detained or what have you.
We just send them. We send them back where they came from. I mean, literally, we say, "Okay, thanks for coming. We're going to walk."
I'm not talking about the ones. I'm not talking about the ones who are just crossing the border. I'm talking about the ones who are trying to get here.
Trying to get in here legally. Yeah, that is very true. It takes a long time and a lot of money. I know several people who have done that, and everyone who's done that is so angry at what's happening at the border. Because you can't tell me we can't shut down the border. Canada shut down the border with us.
We can.
It's bigger.
The problem is that we do have different laws for refugees, but we're not.
None of these people are refugees.
No, a lot of these people are refugees, and they would be considered refugees by any definition. You don't have to. You can look at the court records.
I can look at the court records, and I can tell you the courts are mostly wrong. Courts have been bought off by the same lots of money, all right, that have been there forever.
You don't have a lot of money in immigration. That's part of the problem.
No, but the judges can be bought off with a little bit more.
There aren't even enough judges. This is, again, part of the problem. You have people coming here who are coming from places where they are literally
I'm with you, Rich, and I'm just like,
fleeing civil wars that are happening in their countries. They are refugees by any definition.
By the
and they're
definition.
doing the same thing.
Yeah, and then what I'm going to say to that is tough. That's what I'm going to say to that.
I understand what you're saying, but what I'm saying is we have a law. If you don't like it, change the law.
I don't have
lobbies won't let you people
that allow for refugees to come into the country. We're not processing them fast enough, and it's creating a backlog.
I think this is a conversation to have another day because it has been 2.5 hours almost. So we are going to wrap it up because I got to get some sleep. I do enjoy this conversation. I like that the dump goes there, unlike those Friday night tight guys who dance around it. We'll get to 12K someday. Live.
Share my screen. Lighten the mood. I heard you buying Twitter.
Oh, wait a minute. Let me go to the side. Boom.
I had to car.
That's good.
I had to car. I like it. No, everybody, thank you so much for being here tonight. This has been a great live show. Thank you to everybody in the chat. You guys are amazing. Thank you for the super stickers, super chats, the members. Thank you to this amazing panel. Make sure, can we put your Raging Rhino video into the chat? I think you're a
yes, we can.
You're a mod, right?
I'm not sure actually.
I'll type something and I'll make sure
yes,
you're.
I am.
All right, mod it up, bro. Mod it up. So guys, after this, go check him out. And then, you know, Matt will probably have some type of live show on after this when he gets back from the store. That must be 6 miles away. He must be walking or crawling there. I don't know. But I hope you all have a great night. Thank you, Toxic Man Flu. Thank you, Culture Casino, Raging Ryan, and Jane Theory. Check out Jane's new channel, which is called, Jane?
It is called Feast and Festival.
Feast and Festival.
Yes.
And we'll try to get that in the chat too. It is cool to watch Jane go explore the world and Game of Thrones places, which I was quite jealous of.
That was great.
I did love that. That was awesome. Guys, I hope you all have a great night. Someday we'll have an uploaded. We'll have an updated Sporking credits from Culture Casino with Eric K on there. Happy birthday, Eric K. That might be my fault. Later, everybody.
Bye. Is this where we're supposed to unmute and talk?
Yeah, we just talk through it.
Yeah. So what are we?
You're in a different country.
Yes, happy Easter, everyone.
Oh yes, you're already. Jesus has risen where you live.
Yeah, I got no chocolate.
Oh,
One chocolate. I'm gonna go buy some chocolate.
that sucks.
Yeah.
Good night, everybody. We'll hopefully see Mark